Ooh, wait, I might need that. It's cold.
Shout out to Ovilee for rating us. Okay, who is queuing us for the start? We're good?
Rosie.
Are we on? Here we go. Hello, everyone. We're here.
Hello.
We're here. Hello. We're live. We're live. We're live. Fantastic. Thanks, everyone, for coming out to Hotline League Live in San Francisco. It's fantastic to have you all here. To my left is my constant co-host, Mark Zimmerman. How's it going, Mark?
It's going good. I got to say, this is definitely the wildest crowd we've had for Hotline League. It's usually a very chill show in like a bar or like back room, and having a bunch of people is surprising.
No, these people are hyped. They all spent... Do you know how much they had to pay for their Worlds tickets, Mark? I mean, these are very dedicated fans. Okay, to my right, I have a former pro player, Doublelift. How's it going, Doublelift?
How's it going, guys? This crowd is actually pretty insane.
I know. Peter, there's an interesting rumor going around these days, and I'm a little worried about the future. Is it true you and Medios and Sneaky are breaking up?
Oh, yeah. That's of course not, man. You can't be listening to all these rats out there spreading rumors. It's not healthy to listen to those.
I see. Okay, well, first off, I want to give a big shout out to Chipotle and Grubhub, who are sponsoring the show. You all are crazy. So,
all
right.
Wait, you weren't supposed to read that part.
So, a couple things here. One, you can do !Grubhub in the chat if you're watching at home, because a lot of people are, and that will give you access to a code. Also, throughout the show, and if you're watching live, you might want to open Twitch chat, because we're going to be dropping 3 codes, which previously they were giving 1,000 entrees away each. Now they're 2,500 entrees each for 75 entrees that are going to be going out over the top of the broadcast. And I think the first one should be dropping. Yep, I see it in chat right now. So thank you to Chipotle Grubhub. We will talk more about them here in just a second. But Doublelift, how does it feel to be back at World Finals?
I'm very familiar with World Finals.
Yeah,
You're back.
What was the last World Finals you were at?
Oh, dude, I mean, just pick any one. I was there.
Did you go?
I remember you on the desk. You were great in, like, what was that, 2013? Was it?
Yeah, I was on the Idol's desk. Honestly, I don't usually come, but like, I don't know. When you're playing, it's like pretty sad to then watch the rest of Worlds, because it's like, fuck, I should be there, you know. But now that I'm not playing, it's like way cooler. I can like see it as a spectator, and it's pretty hype.
Nice. Well, Mark, what are you up to this weekend? Are you able to say yet?
I'll just say I'll be on the analyst desk for the first hour. So for people who don't know, it will be just over there, actually. It's like just around the corner, and it will have like a backdrop that's open for fans to like stand behind us, kind of like if you've ever watched College Game Day or any of those kind of like pre-shows. So they have like heads that you'll be able to hold up of the analysts and some of the players and stuff. So it should be a pretty cool time. That's 2 hours before the start of the show. I think we start at 3. I don't really know, but it'll be in this area.
Mark has no idea what time he's working tomorrow, which I can tell you is
You're
part of
lucky
the course.
I got here on time, dude.
Yeah. He's here. Thank God. Okay. No, that's really cool. I mean, are you excited for this? This is the first time you've been on the Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, of course I'm excited.
The anti-hype. No. Are you excited for the first time you're on the analyst desk here at Finals? I mean, what's that process like? How different is it?
It's very similar to all the road shows, actually, that we typically do. Like, it's a lot of the same people I work with most of the time if we're, like, in Chicago or Houston. Like, it's actually a very similar feel to that, just obviously with the expanded scope of, like, it's the World Finals.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It is the World Finals. All right, so speaking of World Finals, we do have a special guest who will be joining us for a short time on the couch here, he's associated, at least, with one of the teams that are competing in the World Finals. If he's here, Joe Marsh, why don't you come on down? Welcome to the show, Joe Marsh.
Do you need a blanket? You good?
I'm not a pussy.
Oh! We are.
You cursed.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
We are. Okay,
I'm
just so
from
everybody
Los
knows,
Angeles,
this
I
man
need a-
runs an esports organization. Okay, so Joe, is this unexpected to you, or did you always know you'd be out in front of Chase Center the night before talking about your team making it in finals?
Honestly, like once we let go of Polt, I think it was probably September 18th. I knew we were gonna be here.
Awesome. And a little closer on the microphone, just so that
Sorry.
we can hear your beautiful voice.
Yeah, once Bangi implemented the coma system from 2016, and like we saw what he was doing, it was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on the coma system for anyone who might not know?
So the way we did it back in 2016, so Faker was still there, and so was Bengi. You know, when you do scrims, it's individual feedback plus team feedback, and then rinse repeat. So you don't wait until the end of the block to kind of go through it. You do it instantaneously. So like if you have a good scrim, bad scrim individually, you get all the tips and pointers, and then you kind of fix it, and then you build upon it. Plus hyper communication between all 5 guys. So everyone's talking to each other, like the feedback. We have like multiple videos, like just showing them doing it. Where so it helps, especially at Worlds. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know, Peter, if you have any questions for Joe as his team heads into finals tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus.
Joe, do you have, by any chance, do you have an opening for an ADC?
Yeah, like you really think it was that good? Like I don't know, man.
Because I know one man who's considering, or at least reportedly considering coming back. So I don't know if you're.
Sneaky, you bastard.
Maybe we'll see you at Worlds next year. I don't know. Depends.
Yeah, I'll be looking down on you guys.
No, you'll be there.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
I hope this podcast lives up to the last one you guys did together. That trash
You,
talk
can,
episode
you can
was
boot camp at T1.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's a great offer.
Yeah.
Also, do you have a Bugatti?
You have a Bugatti?
My God. Okay. Okay. So either way, I think maybe it's time for us to get our first person up on stage. We need to explain how this works.
Yeah. Do you want
So
to?
where is Drew? He's somewhere out there.
Drew should be. I was trying to
Wait,
coordinate
where do they
this.
So
sit?
what we want to do
I'll
is make
scooch,
sure
you'll scooch.
that he is. He's over there. Okay,
Yeah,
so here's the thing. I do not want to have any kind of mad rush over there. So everybody, politely, respectfully, if you would like to get on the show, Drew, who works with me, is over there. He's going to hold his hand up with a piece of paper. Do not mad rush over there. Just politely go over there. He's going to take. You're going to write down your take on a piece of paper. He's going to ferry those up to us, and then we will get you on the show. But
Yeah,
everybody be very polite.
There's too many people also to just hand paper out to, so he's going to write a bunch of your takes down. So form a line if you need to. You'll give your takes, stay in that area, because if we call your take, you'll then come up from that basically same area. So
yes.
we'll get a couple of takes. We'll fill while Drew collects some takes, then he'll run it up here, and then we'll keep going.
Yes.
I
Exactly. Make sure you write your name down too whenever you get your
Name
take,
and your
so.
take.
Yes.
While we wait for those, Joe, I was talking to you a little bit before coming on here about like how you guys are feeling about the night before and like all the ramp up over the last week. Like, what is it? Because it's always interesting how like teams drop out of Worlds, and then like funnily enough, it seems like teams have less to do as it goes on. Is that an experience that you've kind of felt, or has it been super busy still?
Super busy. A little too busy, to be honest. Like I think Atlanta to here was like there's no scrim partners left. So honestly, like shout out to the LCS players at Scrim T1 this week. Like it was like a hodgepodge 5-stack that like helped us prep, or else we'd be solo queuing, which owner's doing to great success.
If T1 wins Worlds, we did it.
LCS wins Worlds at the same time.
I mean, Vager's been talking us up in all these.
They'll get
press
a ring too.
conferences.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You know, when the hot mic catches you, and then you have to carry the thought through like 2 more press conferences. I'm assuming at the end of this one they'll ask him again
Yes.
how he feels about LCS, but he's just a Doublelift fan. I don't know.
I will. I will ask him specifically if he wins. Like, how much of this win does the LCS deserve in the press conference?
Faker should get like a piece of the tuition from Mapo High School if it goes up in enrollment.
Yes. Yes.
What do they feed those guys? Wait, I guess the audience probably doesn't know. Like, Deft and Faker went to the same high school, right?
Same class.
Same class, same high school? That's so crazy, man.
That's
That
super
is
cool.
So crazy.
Yeah.
There's something in the food, I swear.
You got to play Champs Q whenever it's active with all the Worlds players, right?
Yeah. I played in the beginning when it was the most active.
Yeah. Did you get to face any of the T1 players or do anything particular?
Yeah, I played against Guma and I lost, but it wasn't my fault. I'm not gonna lie. I played fine. Like I actually played
Was
fine.
that the Caitlyn game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
I think like honestly, he was like way better than me because I just don't play as much. But man, it is like so funny because you get all the amateur players, the collegiate, the amateurs, the academy players, and it's great that they're grinding. But like they get so nervous when there's a Worlds player in their game. Like I can like feel their voice getting more high pitched. Like they are so sweaty.
As they clench, they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Like
Faker's missing.
anything that goes right, they're screaming. Anything that goes wrong, they're like so tilted. Like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna lose." It's like, dude, relax. It's
By the
the
way,
finals.
shout out to everyone that wrote Guma off after spring because he had a tough summer. I think you're probably wrong about his skill set.
I think we're still waiting for the Berserker versus Guma was like the rivalry that was getting hyped in the group stage. Still waiting.
Yeah, did that happen yet? That match?
Yeah, I think we're still good. It's next
I
year.
forget. I don't recall. Did that happen? I don't know. No, I mean, and what has it been like for you, Joe, getting to see the T1 players play in these increasingly large venues? I mean, now we're going to be at Chase tomorrow, but it's got to be really awesome to see them just kind of power up.
It's awesome. I mean, like, compared to last Worlds where we were stuck in Iceland, like, it's just been, like, the crowd has been insane. Like, when we played RNG, like, we had, like, a handful of T1 fans, and, like, the LCS fans were cheering for us, and then the RNG fans was, like, 70% of the venue, just overtook every chant we had, and then it stopped after 3 games. But, and then, same in Atlanta. Like, it was such a cool atmosphere, and I'm expecting tomorrow to be even crazier. We thought, our guys, when we were shooting our warm-up videos, like, for the hype videos, they thought they were playing at MSG, but it was like a Post Malone concert. So you're playing under the venue underneath MSG, like the 5,000 seater. But they were so excited to play here. Like they're like they have their cameras out on stage right now. Like they're like taking it all in. It's such a sick stage. Like it's gonna be really impressive tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited for the opening ceremony as well because last night we did the media night, or I did the media night, and seeing Jackson Wing, Lil Nas X come out and talk about everything, I think it's going to be a really fun show. So.
All right, we got some takes.
Our takes are here. Mark is going to filter through these right now. But Peter, no pressure, especially since Joe's sitting over there. But who do you think is going to win tomorrow?
Oh, that guy's gonna win. That
guy already won.
I think everyone, like, analytically, it's like T1's favored, and then the people who are rooting for DRX or like predicting DRX, they're just kind of the guys who will always predict against the grain. It's just just to have somebody who's not all predicting one way, and then also maybe people would be cheering for DRX because you're a Def fan or like you like the underdog story, but I think it's pretty lopsided. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the finals. Sometimes it feels like the actual finals match like happened earlier in the Worlds, because sometimes finals can be like one side. I really hope it's not, but I'm kind of predicting like a 3-0.
Well, I mean, it's really hard after how many amazing quarterfinals and semifinals matches.
Yeah,
we had.
it was already so insane. Like,
Yeah.
but
all these people just spent a lot of money. So
I know. I feel bad. I should say that.
It's going to be the best match ever, right?
It's going to be so close, Scopium.
It'll be the close. So I do have someone that I'd like to bring up. Pablo, who had a take about supports. If you're still here,
Pablo,
on the right
you'll want to
side.
move over to the side where Drew was, where the merch table is, and we'll get you on the show here in just a second. Pablo, please.
Pablo.
To the stage.
Where's Pablo gonna sit?
He will squeeze in between me and Peter. Or Peter can move over. I don't know. We'll figure out. There's
They
like a bunch of
actually
stuff.
come up here?
There's like a
Yeah,
Timbers.
It's a call-in show.
Yo,
Yes.
what's with the gummy bear or the gummy worms?
Someone
on
was
stage?
eating gummy worms at someone.
Is this
Yeah.
an edible, by the way?
They were throwing them?
You
No.
can eat those.
Those
yeah.
are cosmetic chips.
Joe, how are you the biggest brand risk on this stage for me right now? This is what's shocking to me.
I love
was like,
Chipotle.
I thought
I actually love Chipotle. Like, I kind of want to.
Chicken burrito bowl.
we all love Chipotle.
Double meat.
Anyway, yes, you can grab the chips. Go for it. Yes, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
My steak dinner's tomorrow. so
Pablo
I have
has
to wait.
arrived.
Oh, let's go.
Sit down here.
Woohoo! Our first
gonna-
guest.
Peter is going to share his microphone with you.
Of course.
Pablo. So Pablo, why don't you? Oh, we're flying out
We
another.
have a
microphone.
fifth microphone.
Wow.
We're so on top of
Yes,
this.
thank you. Hello, welcome to the show. Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
Oh, fantastic. Did you come up just for World Finals?
No, I was in semifinals in Atlanta.
Oh, wow, you've been following along.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, what is your take with for the show tonight?
So my take was that tomorrow's series is going to be defined by the support, but the AD carry will get the MVP.
The 80 carry will get the MVP. Who's going to be the MVP?
I would like it to be Deft, but probably it's going to be Guma.
Oh, okay. Okay, fantastic. All right, why do you think it's going to be defined by the supports?
Because have been like the most flexible supports across the tournament, and they're going to like mess with the draft. You know, Burial has forced like Heimerdinger bans and that kind of stuff. And the AD cards are just like too good. And we just saw it like on the DRX series, like better support won. Like Ruler was doing okay, Deft was doing also good, but Burial just had more impact.
Yeah. All right, let's start with you, Mark.
Yeah.
Did you hear it? You're
Yeah,
reading
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
Okay. What do you think? Is it going to come down to the supports?
I would say I don't know about the entire series because like top is a question mark to me. Like they're very different, Zeus and Kingen, and so like there's a lot of things it can come down to. But I can see a world where DRX counterpicks a lot with their supports, like the Heimer, like you're talking about, Soraka. Even when they're going for an early pick lane, it's usually like high prio, like Kate Lux, and so like a lot of what they do feels like their bot lane wants to have an advantage and kind of play through there and play kind of faster, and that's very hard to do in Taguma and Keria because obviously there's a lot of their own picks that they can throw around, and so I can see a world where like if they're busting out these weird support counter picks and they're like he's just inting on Heimer or like whatever he's trying this time around, then like I could see the series being swung there. Does Guma steal the AD carry or the MVP though? Like maybe. He's got a lot of kills. It'll look really good.
I mean, to Joe's point, that would be very fun given the doubters, the Guma doubters that you were mentioning.
Finals MVP, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there a hot spot on the map for you, Joe, that you've heard people behind the scenes being like, okay, we got to worry about this?
No. I think Keria has a champion Ocean. So, like, they can ban they're going to ban Yuumi, obviously. They're not going to let him have that. So, it doesn't matter what you ban on him. If you target the bot lane, you're going to get destroyed up top. If you target the top lane, you're going to get hit in the jungle and mid. So, it doesn't matter. I do agree. I think Guma will be MVP. But no, I don't think you want to target the bot lane. I think you have to go somewhere else. You might try to target Faker and Zeka. He's their win condition. I know Genji was overconfident. They thought because Chovy was there, like they were going to roll. But when you look past somebody, which we're not doing, we're humble and confident. T1, and I trust Faker's experience in big matches, especially in California at World's Finals. I feel like we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Ex-professional AD carry Doublelift on the bot lane analysis. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think what's really funny, when pros watch games, usually the support is doing like 90% of the actual work. And then as a spectator, you just see the AD carry walk up to someone, like kill him in 2 seconds. They're like, whoa, that guy did so much damage. He's playing amazing. But nothing that the AD carry actually does usually sets his teammates up for success. Like usually when AD carry makes a good play, it's really subtle. It's like, whoa, he blew a flash, like when he wasn't supposed to, or like he cheated a wave and he wasn't supposed to. But it's like not very flashy. Like I think what spectators think is cool and flashy is someone getting a lot of kills and getting fed and like, oh my god, he's so ahead. He's had a whole IE and he's just one-shotting everyone. He must be playing insane. But 90% of the time, I would say it wasn't the AD carry that got himself there. It was the support or like his team or just the situation. So yeah, I agree. I think support is usually the difference maker. When I played with Core and we performed well, like internationally for once, it was usually support gap, right? Like I was playing well myself, like I wasn't throwing what my team was giving me, but AD carry is you're kind of an extension of the team, and you're not really someone who can do a lot on your own. Is AD carry gonna get MVP? I don't know. I feel like it's mid though. Like whoever wins, I feel like mid is gonna get the MVP. Just personally.
What do you think? Do you think it's going to be the battle of the supports, to Pablo's earlier point?
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I would say between Guma and Keria, Guma's playing really well. Keria's playing better. Like he's just so clean right now. So I could definitely see it being support gap.
Very good.
Joe, choose a favorite child, Guma or Keria. Who's
Yeah,
playing better?
I
Who's
know
playing better? I love them all equally. You can't say it.
Keria eats the most on the team.
He eats the most?
Usually has 2 meals.
Wow.
Although on Saturday when we were eating like Faker, we put the video out. Lobster, steak, dozen oysters.
Wow.
And then we watched our own highlights on the screen because we're that like into ourselves.
Yeah. Were you guys?
Like you said,
were you guys
humble,
wearing
humble.
Clothes?
Humble, confident. What?
Were you wearing clothes for that, or
We were wearing our
all-
uniforms still because like we
Okay.
filmed at the arena for like something I can't say what it is like they're doing tomorrow, and then they showed up in their uniforms to eat like steak, and they put us in like a nightclub. It was like we were like a fish out of water. It was awesome.
Should have taken them to Chipotle, I think. All right. Is there anything that you would like to shout out or say here at the end, Pablo?
Shout out to my friend David, who's watching from Mexico. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Off Pablo goes. Thank you so much for making out. What else you got, Mark?
Since we have Joe here, we'll slant a little T1, and then when he
Yes.
leaves, I'll talk all about how much I love DRX. But I think it's Revan.
Wait, what do you love about them?
Zeka.
Their name?
I love Zeka.
They're a huge brand.
Riven talking about
X.
the GOAT. I can't see if
It's
the person.
Riven?
It's R-I-V. I can't read Drew's handwriting too well. A-N, I think, but there might be another I snuck in there. Rivan or Rivane.
Either way, it looks like they're on their way now.
Okay, cool.
Fantastic.
We
yes.
figured it out.
All right, fantastic.
They-
Welcome to the show. Our next
Ravane.
guest. Is it Revan? You're going to have to tell us. You'll sit down next to me and
Go-
Peter.
Oh, you're gonna.
Dude, why is all guys' handwriting so bad compared to girls' handwriting? Like, it makes no sense,
Right,
honestly.
we don't make broad
Handwriting's
generalizations.
temporary. Gaming's forever.
Hello.
That's
How do you
true.
pronounce your
That's
name?
true.
It's Revan,
Ravon.
Okay.
Okay. Where are you joining us from, Ravon?
Cape Town, South Africa.
Cape Town, South Africa.
Nice.
Do you
Been
know
a-
if you're taking
Are you
number?
out for Worlds? Or are you?
Yeah, I came for this.
That is sick, man.
Didn't
Welcome.
get any tickets though.
Oh, you didn't get tickets. Oh man.
Are you a T1 fan?
Yeah, you'll see from my take.
What's the
All right, well, let's just get into the take then. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, so people will probably be thinking that when T1 wins tomorrow, that cements Faker as the greatest player of all time. But I think it actually just starts Keria's journey as the greatest player of all time when he wins tomorrow.
Oh. All right. Explain, because the crowd needs that.
So I mean, Faker's pretty good. It's pretty easy.
Great.
He's won a couple of times.
Great way to start.
But as time goes on, he hasn't won in quite a while, and that's because he hasn't won Worlds in a while, and that's because the players have gotten a lot better across the world.
Because he was so good, like Tiger
Yeah,
was in
he-
golf. Just so we're clear, it's not that
Um,
he got worse. They had to go to his level.
Yeah,
Peter can tell you.
Holy shit.
Call an ambulance, but not for
Getting
me.
headshot.
but yeah, I just think Keria's really good. So like when he started on what was it, King Zone?
He was on Dragon. He was on DRX.
Yeah.
So that, the first-
Robbery and free agency. Waited at a cafeteria for 8 hours.
he just
Got him.
sniped him.
Yeah.
Thanks, DRX.
So like the first time I saw him play after that split, I just told my friends like that guy he's insane. He's gonna be the best player in the world. And I think by like spring this year, you could see like he was arguably the best player in the world.
How many Worlds will he have won if he wins tomorrow?
One, but that said it's the start of his journey.
The
to be
start.
the GOAT.
Okay, so you think this is the beginning, and
Yeah.
eventually people will
Yeah.
be like, Faker who?
No, I just think it'll be like he was really good. He helped Keria get to be the best player ever.
He made Keria. Yeah, this is like the players' pot line with Organism
Yeah.
and cream cheese.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dan if he's out there somewhere. I saw him earlier. Okay, so let's get into it. Mark, what do you think?
I mean, like, I was having this conversation with someone like a couple of years ago when there had been that gap in Faker's like world championships, and he like missed, I think, what was it, 1 or 2 years, not back to back, but I think there were a couple.
14.
14, 18, and then
20.
20, yeah. So like it was around that time period where like Faker's obviously still really
Don't
good.
like even numbers.
Something about that. 22, but like there was
Not in America. In America, we like even numbers.
three, yeah. But so there was just like a question of like, all right, if this is like Faker turning down towards the tail end of his career, like who will be the next person, and like how long will it take to possibly surpass him, given that he has 3 titles, and he was the only active player with multiple titles. That's still true. And so it's like, it's going to take at least half a decade for anyone to catch him. And now here he is again, potentially going to win another one. So like that idea of him slowing down is not true for the most part. Like he looked incredible even in the series, like forcing rise bans and like stuff like that. So Keria could become the greatest of all time, but it's like so far down the road. Like, and he probably has to leave, or Faker has to retire, so they stop winning together. Because then you can't pass someone if you're both just doing the same shit. Like, so yeah, I don't know. It's a hot take. I'm not touching it.
Peter?
I mean, I think you could say that Keria might become the best player in the world, but the greatest of all time, like, I don't know, man. It's been 9 years.
You basically
for
have
Faker being insane. Yeah, you'd have to say that Faker would have to fall off a cliff at the same time that Keria starts a 9-year journey where he just becomes like so cracked. But
you need to double the length of League's history.
yeah,
Faker's been here basically since the beginning. 2 years he missed, but then yeah.
No, but Keria is quite good. I don't know if he's gonna become the next GOAT. That would be crazy. I feel like in Faker's image, he's untouchable. He's just no contest. He's just the GOAT, no matter what.
Joe, what do you think? Is he your next superstar?
Well, I have 5 superstars on my team. I think with Faker, you have to look at, he won Worlds at what, 17, 19, 20? So like he was so young when he did it at such a high level that everyone had to catch up, and now he'll do it at 27, right? So that's awesome. I think it's hard to say. Like I think he's the GOAT, and he's going to stay the GOAT because he's going to keep winning, and it's. I think it's going to be like basketball where it's like eras of GOATs. Like it's the Michael Jordan era, it's the Wilt Chamberlain era. It's like, so you can't like, and then at some point we'll be like, oh, you can't compare them. It's different metas, different like. I mean, back in like when Faker was dominating, you couldn't even see the screen. Like the graphics are so like blurry.
Yeah.
And now the game is awesome and the graphics are amazing. But like it's a different game.
Playing mid lane against Boots Rush 12 ward supports and just one tapping them with like a Q on Zed is like not how people play the game anymore.
Also, I know like I saw the broadcast yesterday with Nas and everybody, and they were talking about like rule changes to like worlds and stuff.
Yeah. Format changes, yeah.
Like instead of like if we're gonna be like instead of the 5th game, like I want to go back to mirrored picks.
You want blind pick back?
Yeah,
Blind
I want
pick
to
game
like
5.
everyone can pick whatever they want. Like no bans. You can play the same thing as me. Like, I mean, don't do double elimination. Like if you put double elimination in quarters and semis, it eliminates the like opportunities for DRX to get one over on someone like Gen G, right? That's the 1 out of like not 10 chance they're gonna do that. So you want to have better things. I think we need to have more Worlds style events throughout the year. Like. I propose like opening the year with like 2 teams from each region and 4 different sites compete for the first like month, and then for spring, because it doesn't matter because MSI doesn't earn you anything, you play a double elimination event, and then you go to MSI and either you kill MSI or you get a shot for Worlds.
Maybe you should join T1 because you seem to have a lot of
This guy
philosophical
seems pretty smart. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you saying the same thing?
Yeah. You seem like a
Spring
smart
doesn't
guy.
matter. Yeah, that was the OG.
Spring
double
doesn't
take.
matter.
Yeah.
Dude, I won spring before and didn't make Worlds, so like yeah, I don't give a shit about spring. 2020.
Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, so anything that you would like to shout out?
Shout out to all the people at home watching. They're all asleep. They'll watch the VOD tomorrow. Shout out Mark Z, best part of the NA broadcast.
Oh,
Thank you, sir. It's growing on me. You know what?
I think so. You said you don't have a ticket. Joe, you wouldn't happen to have an extra ticket?
I got 2 tickets for you. Joy.
Thank you.
And just so you know, Joe he does not have more tickets.
No,
so
that's
don't
all
try
the
to-
tickets I got.
That's
That was
all-
the one surprise,
That's
guys.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations, man. Enjoy tomorrow.
Wait, what's
Thank-
your what's the score tomorrow going to be?
3-0.
Okay.
T1.
Just making sure.
Fantastic.
I
Thank
will
you.
take those tickets back.
Yeah, of course. Fantastic. Okay, well, Joe, I know you have to get to the airport.
No, my wife arrived early, so she's Ubering. I got me all night.
Wait, you're going home?
My wife and kids are coming here to watch us win World.
Oh, I see. I thought
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
flying away. You're scurrying away. Like, fuck it. I don't want to watch my team play. I'm out.
No. I mean, I'm the worst to watch with because I stand like a weirdo.
And you have like super pent up energy.
Yeah. It's bad. Like I linger and I move, and then
You're
like
pacing
if they happen to win, and LS will tell you this. And by the way, everyone leave LS alone. Jeez, come on, guys. But like he'll like if we're sitting there and I'm standing like and we win, the next game you're sitting and I'm standing, and then if we lose, we get to switch seats, and it's so annoying.
Well, I think okay.
You're
So
an
maybe
active watcher.
we do have another special guest, but let's do one more with
Yeah.
Joe since he's got a little bit more time.
Um,
We're out of T1 takes, I imagine, right?
Well, we have one.
it seems it's well. Here's the thing.
Bring the
It's,
DR.
it's by Ovilee though.
Oh,
Yeah. Do we want it?
I guess so. She's gonna
We're
be
doing
really angry
Ovilee?
if we don't pull her up.
All right, Ovilee, come on.
Yeah.
Ovilee, welcome to the stage. She's gonna come over here. I hear her screaming on her. She's running. Do you guys see her Bayonetta cosplaying?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Ovilee, hurry.
Is this a normal song?
Hurry, here we go. Hello, welcome Ovilee May to the stage. Jesus.
Yeah.
You have a backpack.
I have a backpack, so I can't do the flip that I was
You
trying
have to
do.
turn around. All right, here we go. We've got messages coming to the stage right now. Here we go. Drew's
Yo,
investigating.
are we allowed to eat that cheese? The
Okay.
queso?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I had the chip.
Yeah.
Chip was really good.
Yeah, are we allowed
Like,
to eat
yes,
the
yes,
queso?
you're
Brisket,
allowed.
brisket for the biscuit.
Go for it.
Go for it.
It's
I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for Joe.
okay.
You're asking for you.
Okay, Ovilee, welcome to the stage.
It's great to be here.
Hey,
Thank
shout
you.
out to Ovilee.
Thank you so much.
Okay, what do you got for us?
Mark, what did I write on the piece of paper?
Your content idea. Should
Oh,
they
yes,
win?
Okay, this is my hot take, and I need everyone to weigh in
Oh
on it, all
God,
right?
I already regret this.
I
You should not have even mentioned.
groaned
This
when
is,
I
this
said.
is what it is. If T1 wins Worlds, when T1 wins Worlds, I personally think that Faker should do a rap video with Joe, Captain Flowers, and me.
You called her to the stage.
You guys are gonna cheer for a self shill like that? Yo, if Faker wins Worlds, I think you should use Grubhub to order Chipotle with these coupon codes.
Actually, that's a great take. Doublelift.
Whoa, hottest take of my life.
If you guys like Faker,
I can't wait to watch your co-stream this week.
Oh shit. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, you didn't wait. You didn't get
I'm
one.
gonna be on Saikuda's co-stream. Let's go.
Hot take.
Okay. Anyway,
I wanted to hear the response from Joe because he controls the fate, correct?
I can't even dignify with a response. He doesn't rap.
He could.
By the way, you should pick Guma for that because Guma sang on the bus to New York. We have like a little mixtape, and he was singing the Alicia Keys chorus for the New York song with Jay-Z. What, Empire State of Mind?
What a Chad.
Yeah. Voice of an angel, Guma Yushi.
would you accept Guma instead?
Yes.
Okay.
Guma would do it. He would probably do
Yes.
it. He would do it.
I have another hot take.
Will you fly to Korea for this?
I'll fly to Korea for that.
Okay.
Joe's getting bullied
I
into
accept.
this live on air.
The power I hold.
Yes.
I have another hot take.
How's Worlds been for you, Ovilee?
Worlds has been fantastic.
Yeah.
I've just been using all of the casters for IRL stream content.
Ah.
I took Vedius to the zoo yesterday.
How was that?
It was fun. Did you know that penguins can swim? Like they
Yes.
swim.
I did know that.
did you think
Wow.
they flew?
No. Well, so yes, I knew that they could go through the water, but hear me out. They can swim in like packs, and then they do little jumps out of the water.
Anyway,
Thanks for coming on, Ovilee.
Whoa.
Joe did want a DRX take to argue with a DRX fan, so
Yeah, I need
I have-
some.
I have
I need
another
some
hot
meat
take.
before I.
do you have
I have one more hot take.
okay?
Can I'm sorry. I've just.
Yes.
Sure.
This year's world song is technically the second Lil Nas X world song. That's all I gotta say. He knows.
These people do not remember
They
your
don't
music
know.
video.
But who's the one person who yelled
Complete
it?
silence.
Who's the one person? Yeah! Give him a ticket. Do you have any more tickets?
yeah.
Do we have any more tickets to give
Wait,
him?
what's his first song?
It's her cover of the song from last year that
It's
100
where we
Thieves
have
did as
Raz
well.
dancing naked.
God, I'm gonna cringe to
I mean,
death.
honestly, like while we're talking about world songs, I told the broadcast team, I was like, look, like my favorite and Faker's favorite world songs is "Legends Never Die" by the wonderful Chrissy Costanza. I said, when we win, I don't care which set it is. I was like, I want that song played so we can take it back. Because 2017, not great. Wasn't our finest moment in the sun. But now we're going to take that song back. So we have 2 world songs this year. Legends Never Die and Skywalker or whatever. Skywalker.
Anakin Skywalker.
Anakin Skywalker.
Luke!
Yeah. All right. Anyway, goodbye, Ovilee. Would you like a chip on the way out?
I will take the chip.
Thank
you. Very
I
much.
appreciate it. Yes,
All right.
thank
Well,
you.
while Ovilee
Thank you.
disappears, we'll sneak one more guest on quickly.
Quickly, because we have somebody.
I know we have other guests. But I did want to give Joe his one argument, which is Danzor, Budget Afromu, as he loves to go by. Danzor, if you can make your way up here.
Danksor.
Danksor? I thought it was whatever.
I think it's Danksor.
You can wait. Sir,
Here
trying
we
to
go. Here we go.
Trying
He's
to
on
start
his way.
cooking up your responses early.
I'm pretty sure I can come off the top of the head for a DRX fan. That's not.
Welcome to the show, Danksor. Hello. You're
That
going to
was
sit
easier.
right between me and yes.
You want
We
to
all
sit next
wanna
to
go
me? You can. It's fine.
I don't know, dude. You're gonna lash out.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the show, Danksor. Where is it, Danksor or Danzor? He thought it was Danzor.
Yes, Danzor.
It is Danzor?
Yes.
Isn't there an X
You
in
can't
there?
pronounce
Yes.
any of our fans' names, dude. You have the
Dan-
same 5 people on the show.
Danzor.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Exactly.
Anyway, where are you from?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. What do you want to talk about tonight?
So I think tomorrow's going to be a crowd diff between DRX and T1. And I was in Atlanta, and I feel like for game 2, the crowd made a huge difference in DRX coming back. Because it looked like it was going to be a 3-0 Gen G. And then randomly where I was sitting, some guy just started a DRX chant, and then just everyone just chimed in. And I feel like that changed the momentum with the underdog story for them as well tomorrow. I think it's going to make a huge difference for them playing.
All right, well, let's see in this crowd right now. How many of you right now are going to
And
be
don't let
tomorrow-
Joe sitting here change your mind.
I won't even look.
Tomorrow, how many of you are going to be cheering for T1? And how many of you are going to be cheering for DRX? I think T1 was louder, I feel like.
I mean, the DRX fans are coming tomorrow.
What about Faker?
All right.
It wasn't that different though.
It was close.
surprised.
It was pretty even in this.
I'm
this
surprised.
I mean, they earned themselves a ton of fans, I think.
Crowd. There were a lot
over
of
that-
Gen G fans in the crowd. They just want to feel better that they lost to the team that lost to the team that won.
That's
Ah,
what
I
it is,
see,
the
I
cope
see.
angle. So I will say, like, North American crowds, maybe, I don't know if it's true for the other ones, but they definitely latch on to an underdog story, like EG in Houston, like, after
my
that
God.
Pentakill play. Like, it went from, like, people being like, yeah, I kind of, EG are cool, to, like, I will die for them, you know? And I feel like that's kind of the DRX situation, too, where people didn't, I think, care too much until Def's birthday win and the backdoor. And, like, since then, it's been way bigger of, like, it is a bit of bandwagon fandom, I'm sure, but like it's just a cool story, and I definitely agree. Like, Kate Luxling gets blown up level 2 after like a split map, and it's like really weird. And I remember that DRX chant starting out of nowhere and like a pretty slow game, other than like Zeka playing lane well, and then they just like start winning that game, and then Gen G was just absent the rest of the series.
That guy who was chanting to DRX, I don't know how he had a voice. He continuously chanted at the top of his lungs for DRX. So shout out to him wherever you are. You know.
So on this topic though, Joe, you talked about how the crowd can sometimes. Do you think it can matter? Like if you hear, because we know the microphones probably pick up a little more than we'd all like, but like, do you feel like that coming through can get either you amped or like make you feel down a little bit if things aren't going your way and you hear the crowd just behind the other team?
Yeah, only because the guys told us. When we asked them in Atlanta, they said it was super loud, and they could hear it and feel it, and yeah, I think it plays a huge difference. I think the walkouts, like from when you start walking out and they introduce you, it gets hype. It's just different, yeah. And like so, if it snowballs a little bit too, if you're playing well or not playing well. So yeah, the guys said that like the crowd noise makes a huge difference. That's why like Worlds 21 in Iceland versus Worlds 22 with crowds.
Oh, yeah.
It's just completely different.
Yeah. Peter, when you were competing, you had to hear both pro TSM chants and anti-you TSM chants. But what was it like with the crowd?
TSM.
That was not what I meant.
It's still spontaneous. I would say, like, if you're winning and you take off your headset and you feel the crowd, like, chanting for you, it reinvigorates you for the next game, so you got to keep the momentum, as opposed to, like, if you lose, just imagine how crushing it feels to lose already. Then you take off your headset and you hear the crowd chanting for the enemy team. Like, you feel pretty bad already. Now you feel like total shit, and you have to, like, pick yourself back up. Like, you have to, like, get it together and, like, get constructive between the games. So it definitely makes a pretty big difference. I would not say it makes that much of a difference in the game, though, because in the game, it's kind of hard to hear the crowd, to be honest. Your teammates are usually already screaming, and there's a lot going on in your head, so you can't hear that much. When you take it off, though, it's pretty triggering, or it's pretty nice, depending on the situation.
Also, the backstage portion of it, too, because when you go off the stage, the teams are right next to each other. It's not like they're so far. So you can hear the other team's staff freaking out who won. And it's like you're like going to the sad sack room with like the banana peels, and it's like
yeah.
So yeah, it hurts. It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Mark, just to wrap this up, do you think that it's going to be a crowd diff tomorrow?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, Mark.
I think I think the crowd will be similar to how it is here, where like it's pretty split. Like T1, I would argue, is probably the most globally popular team in the world. I
wouldn't argue. I would say-
I mean, like when I say that, I mean like I haven't looked at hard numbers, but it feels like that they're the most popular team in the world. So it's like underdog and like teamless fans versus like the T1 faithful, which is pretty big.
I got trucks.
the T1 trucks.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Anything you want to shout out here at the end?
I would like to shout out Grubhub for making this happen.
Hey, thank you.
And Travis as well. It's always a pleasure with the live showings for HOTLINE League. And I'm calling it right now, 2023 will be my year for LCS content.
Oh, fantastic. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Watch out, dude. This guy's going to take your job.
He can have it. No, and I think it's also time to say goodbye to Joe. Best of luck tomorrow. Anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Yeah, look, this was fun. This is all fun and games, joking around. Honestly, like, thank you guys all for coming out. This means a lot to the players, especially. And regardless of who you're rooting for tomorrow, it's going to be an awesome event. You know, you didn't ask me my score, but I'm going to give it anyway. I'm going to ride with my guys who all said 3-0. So I trust them wholeheartedly. So we're excited to put on a show tomorrow. I want to get Faker as fourth and the Funky Bunch there first. And let's have some fun. Let's be loud and go T1.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Joe. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you, Joe.
Yes. Thank you for enjoy the chip. All right.
Bye, Joe.
Before we get the next guest out, I think it's time for Drew to bring us a little delivery courtesy of Grubhub. Yeah.
What's Doublelift eating tonight?
Holy
Let's see.
What do we get Doublelift? He has to eat it, is the rule.
I'm pretty hungry.
That's I don't think that's the rule. We have a nice little dessert here that they have brought us. It looks like a Danish. Would you like a Danish, Peter?
I'm not a Danish guy.
You're not
I'm
a
not
Danish
I'm
guy?
not a Danish guy. I'm not a Danish
Okay.
guy. Let Mark eat.
Mark, enjoy this Danish.
He's looking malnourished.
Thank you, Grubhub, for delivering our dessert for tonight. So, speaking of Grubhub, by the way, did you all know in the audience that you can go for the win and go for Grubhub? Oh, you all already knew. Okay, so then you also probably knew that you could use code TGI Worlds and get $5 off your Grubhub order of $10 or more now through November 18th. Wow, they're extending that for a while. Thank you so much to Grubhub for doing that. With Grubhub, your food delivery just got better. Get your food delivered on time and at the lowest price guaranteed, or they'll make it right. It's been fantastic to have Grubhub on the show. Did you guys know we couldn't have done this 5-show tour of Worlds without our partners, and Grubhub being one of them? They've been fantastic to work with. Thank you so much to Grubhub for sponsoring the show, and really appreciate their sponsorship.
And thank them for letting me borrow their Lambo. It's really amazing.
Wow, they let the
the orange Grubhub Lambo.
Yeah.
Thank you, Grubhub, for saving my life. Okay, our next guest is here joining us as the new general manager of Golden Guardians, it's Nick Inero Smith. Welcome to the stage, Inero. You can join next to Mark.
For people who don't know, that's where the Golden State Warriors play, and that's their parent company.
Yes.
That's the only reason I'm here.
That's where the Golden Guardians play?
Golden Guardians play
Yes,
there every
Travis.
weekend, yeah.
Wow, Golden Guardians are there every weekend. That's insane. Okay, welcome, Inero. I know you unfortunately don't have a team at Worlds this year, but what
Thank
is it
you.
like being at Worlds?
It's been pretty cool so far. I mean,
a little closer on the mic. Yeah.
A little closer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's been good so far. It's kind of I mean, I flew in at 6 a.m. I got a solid 2 hours sleep last night. So
Yeah.
tomorrow will be better, I think. But no, today was fun.
But
I've
I
never
mean,
been, so.
it is. I think it must be kind of cool because obviously this is for Worlds and a global event, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, the company you work for owns this venue and has got all this cool stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool.
No, I mean, it's sick. I've never been to I've actually never been to a Riot event before outside of Miami.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So this is a
This
good
my
one to
first
open
one.
up to. Okay.
Yeah, I get to go to World Finals, so
Yes.
that's a 6-second one to go to, I
Okay.
think.
Next question: are you looking for an ADC? Because I know one person who
Wow.
may or may not be looking for a job right now.
Yep.
That's rumored, at least.
Yeah, who would that be?
Sneaky. He's trying to
Oh.
get back. Yes.
True. Nice.
Yes. I stole your joke from earlier. Thank you. Yeah. So if you're in the market,
You're like Amy Schumer.
you could talk to me later. No. Okay. So no, it's good to have you on. I don't know, Mark, if we have any takes that feel good for an.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
Did you see the Reddit thread of Golden Guardians announcing their new staff this year? Did you guys see it? It's so funny, man.
No,
Okay, so I was
what
scrolling.
happened
It was
on
on
it?
like the third page of Reddit, and it was like Golden Guardians announces their new coaching staff. There's like 15 comments. Okay, it's like buried. And all
Nice.
15 comments are just shitting on Golden Guardians. It's the funniest Reddit thread I've ever seen.
We bring an arrow
is a
on, and this
classic,
is what you do.
no, I'm sorry.
I love you. This is literally what you do. You
Like,
say,
the thing is-
"Did you see the thread earlier this year on the third page of the subreddit with 15
because,
comments?
like,
It was so funny. They were all mean to Golden Guardians."
Yeah, that's actually true, but it's just sometimes you're really in the dumps, right? You're looking for anything entertaining, and that's just what I got.
There's some great 0 upvote 100 comment threads where it's
No,
just
there
all,
is.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
like a couple people like they're Golden Guardians fans for life, and then like the other guys were just saying like, "Man, Golden Guardians is the only org. Like, who are these nobodies? Who are these randoms?" It was so funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. I think I've seen them.
Hunter's
The
somewhere
threads are
back there. He's
hilarious.
gonna come beat you up.
I
on
know.
stage.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Okay. Either way, do we have a take, Mark Zimmerman?
You're trying to get out of the situation? So
You
this one,
immediately avoided Travis. You don't even let me answer.
Are you going to answer? Did you see
What?
this Reddit thread? I don't
Dude,
know.
I
What is
think
the
they're
answer?
funny.
It sounds rhetorical as a question to
Dude,
me.
I respond to all the people that shit talk me on Twitter.
Okay, go for it.
Nero's got thick
Like,
skin.
it's just funny.
Yeah.
Dude, half the people when they shit talk you on Twitter, if you just respond to them and like kind of join in on it, they end up liking you. For whatever
I
reason.
see, I
Like, it's
see.
kind of funny. I don't know.
So what's your
My
response?
God.
What?
What's your response?
To what? The
You-
hate
you
thread
just
on
said
the
you would-
coaches?
You need to make a burner account. That's your response.
You don't have a burner account?
No.
Actually,
It was fun.
do you know Inero's like ripped now, right?
I know you're.
I am not
you'll
ripped
beat them
now,
up.
Travis.
Which one of
That's
you guys
old.
could bench more? I think is a good question.
Oh, probably him.
Me and Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I win.
You think you win?
A little bit.
Okay.
I think I weigh like 100 more pounds. I think
Well-
that helps.
What is this show? What did we turn
You
this
think I'm
into?
that scrawny,
Travis.
dude? Let's wrestle right now. Take off your clothes.
Hotline League
on
becomes a
stage. Wrestle.
weightlifting show.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All I'm saying is maybe you shouldn't shit talk Golden Guardians in front of this man.
Oh shit, my bad.
Okay. What do we got, Mark?
Okay, so I'm not going to ask this person to come up. I just thought it was funny that Peter said LCS is good as a hot take by itself.
I didn't say that.
Not
That
you,
was-
Peter, a different Peter.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I should have clarified. I think it's funny that
That's funny.
That qualifies.
Dude, you guys brought that like TikTok dude on, and he's like, "Oh, all the LCS teams gonna make it out of groups," and then like, he was actually serious. That was his actual take.
Daniel watching this.
Yeah, David's probably out there somewhere.
All right, so here's a different Daniel who we actually will invite up. Daniel Riv, R-Y-V.
Daniel Riz.
Riv?
Daniel Riz?
Daniel Riv?
Okay, Daniel Riv.
I think.
Please. Oh, it looks like somebody's on their way right now to the show. We're going to get them on here in just a second. Here we go. Hello. Welcome to the show. Come around this way. Oh, you were.
You love those
were you at the
optimistic
fan meet
NA
earlier?
takes Doublelift.
You were not at the meet and greet. Okay.
Do you need your take or you remember it? I remember it. Okay.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to the show. What is your name?
Daniel Ryu.
Daniel Rue.
Twitter character, yeah.
Okay. Well, Mark can't read.
Dude,
Okay.
Drew's U looks like a V. It's like got a sharp bottom.
Oh, this is Drew that wrote it.
Drew write this. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, where are you joining us from?
Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Vancouver. Canada. Well, have we? Yeah, that's crazy. We get so many international folks on this Worlds episode. It's fantastic. Okay. What do you want to talk about on the show?
So my take is that NA is going to be a top 2 region within the next 5 years.
The crowd roars in approval. They definitely.
Dude, most of these guys are even from NA for sure, and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I like. This is what we've gotten to, where you could say something. That's not even that big of a thing. It's like in the next 5 years, in the next half a decade, and the NA fans are like, boo. How dare you say something positive about our region? You're not supposed to do that. Okay, why do you think this is going to happen?
So I did want to break it down a little bit into the top 4 regions, but I'll go through it quickly because I know
Sure.
I tend to talk a lot. But
Yeah.
So in terms of LPL, I actually think that the new laws that they imposed on the gaming hours that youth can play, I think they're only limited to 3 hours a week. I think that's going to have long-term effects on the amount of talent that's going to come out of China. So maybe 5 years is a little bit optimistic, but like eventually I think if we have Chinese players who are only playing 3 hours a week and we have like the next Tyler 2 who's grinding 20 hours a day, I think eventually the Tyler 2s will come out and NA will eventually have a stronger talent.
So you're not saying NA will get good because NA will get good. You're like NA will get good because China will get bad.
I need to first bring down the other regions first.
Yeah.
and then
All right. Now make fun of Europe. Now get Europe.
Yeah.
For LEC, I think it's interesting actually because I think NA and LE and Europe are going into like new eras, where LEC it seems like a lot of the old guard is leaving. Like for example, Yankos is supposedly not going to be on the team for next year, and I think with also 2022, which region has the 100% best of series record against each other? NA against EU.
NA.
Yeah, NA.
Yes.
Yeah, Mad Lion.
Where it's what
1-0,
5 and
baby.
Recency
5 and
bias,
3,
but-
I
yeah.
think 5 and 3 out of this world. So yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for NA, I think the reason why I feel more optimistic is because I feel that the past year in LCS was the most excited and most invested I've been in a really long time. I think most of it came from EG, and a lot of the hype that came from the newer players, like the new generation. I think watching Jojo and Danny play was really reinvigorating as a fan.
So it sounds like you're not interested in seeing any older players come back.
Well,
Hold on. We got to take about that next.
Just kidding. Okay. So
Bruh. I'm just kidding. That's a rumor.
Now we did perform pretty poorly at Worlds. So even if it was an exciting year, it didn't seem like that excitement extended out into our Worlds performance.
it was a start though.
It was a start.
Right, it was
Okay.
a start. It was like the introduction of this new generation, I guess, which is like the narrative that the broadcast has been pushing the entire year.
Yes.
And I feel that's going to extend, hopefully, within the next 5 years. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, Peter. Next 5 years. Oh, but wait. Last one question.
Okay.
What is define top tier region? Because we need to
Top
define
2, he
The
said.
top two.
top two.
Yeah,
Okay.
top 2 region.
Top 2 region. There's an echo. Okay.
Travis doesn't listen.
It is you. Anyway,
And
Peter, top 2 region in the next 5 years. I mean, half a decade's a long time, right?
Is it?
Who do you think the other region is going to be?
I mean, I think LCK will always be on top. I think to your point about LPL, like China having those gaming restriction things, like from what I understand, no one actually cares about that stuff. Like basically everyone's just running around. All the little kids are running around. They make accounts in their like parents' names or like their uncle or like just some random person. And then there's no way, man, that like Chinese little kids are playing 3 hours of games a week. Like there's just no way. Like you could just go to a cafe and you could instantly break that rule in one day. Basically, I from what I understand, like those rules, those like restrictions are so the government can say that they like did something, you know, like, oh, we're helping like but they didn't actually do anything.
You don't think that it'll like overall though increase the barrier of entry to like?
I don't know, man. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
that
I
there's
guess
that like
I'm a fan
super
of,
meme
so
saying like
it's hard to say, yeah.
there's always some kid in China who can do it better. Like that's how it feels. No joke.
Well,
But,
let's move away from LPL and focus on the LCS aspect of this, which is
Oh, okay. Because
Wait.
like to be top 2, you would have to be better than LPL.
Sure. But to this point, you watched LCS this year, Peter. What did
Yeah.
you think of this year? Do you think it was really exciting? Is there a bunch of new hope in the new players? Blah blah blah.
Ooh, I feel like in spring it was cool to watch EG win. I felt like every team just underperformed. Like to be honest, if you're just looking across the board, like 100 Thieves won LCS, then they came back, they sucked. Team Liquid is supposed to be this super team. They basically crutched on like, oh, Santorin couldn't play for a while, and like we had this VC issue with Core, but they sucked. And it just felt like a really weak year for LCS, but it was kind of saved because of EG. I agree. Like I think Jojo and Danny is like really exciting to watch. They made crazy plays. Like they're really easy to root for. So because of them, it felt really fun. But in terms of the actual level of play, it wasn't that great. I feel like LCS.
I get what you mean by that. Yeah.
I feel like a boomer when I'm saying this, but like 5
It was
6 years
better
ago,
back in my day.
No, like the level of play was actually higher between the top teams. Like the top teams were actually so close. There was like Immortals, which was like the regular season gods. They would never drop a game in the regular season, and then there was like
This is
TSM,
old
C9.
Immortals, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, not new Immortals. New Immortals ass. But I don't know. I did feel like before there was a certain level of like excellence with the top teams that doesn't exist right now. I even feel like right now, if you took the top 3 teams that went to Worlds, like EG, 100 Thieves, C9, and you put them against like mid-tier teams, they would probably lose some games. There's not that much separation.
So this
It
year's
was
not
pretty
inspiring
close,
you.
though.
Okay.
That's why I think next year is exciting though, because I don't know if you can elaborate on anything, Travis, about what's to happen for next year in terms of rosters and whatnot, but it does seem like a lot of changes.
Well,
Yeah.
we do have
League.
a GM of a North American team.
What
on
makes
here.
you think that I get to like say anything about that, Mark?
Not about the teams, about the future of North America and like how
I
you're
thought you
feeling
were on
about
the
it.
future of rosters. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
well,
what
you could
he
just
was-
tell us that too if you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Who's
okay.
playing on Golden Guardians next year?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be what LSCS Wooloo. That's the account.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
yes.
just do that live on stage. That's me actually.
Yeah, one of the Pokemon sheeps. Yes. No, but okay. What did you think, Inero, of the talent this year, and what do you think that holds for the future of the league? Are we going to be top 2 in the next 5 years?
The talent this year. So I mean, are you just referencing JoJo and Danny?
No,
Like
I
the
mean
big- 'cause
LCS.
That was the big narrative piece.
Well,
of-
but there's also Berserker. There's
Another
Summit. We
NA
don't talk about him
talent.
anymore.
Okay, are we talking NA talent track?
We're talking about LCS talent players. Inero,
Or
please.
just the LCS as
Yeah.
a whole.
Yes.
Whatever you want to talk about.
I mean, I think the JoJo and Danny part was pretty big. I know I referenced this like coming in. Like EG kind of did everything right, having really solid veteran guys around the probably best roles to throw in, like a rookie and AD carry at the start, and then on mid. That's pretty important. Teams have done it poorly in the past. Pretty good example. Golden Guardians, we did it pretty poorly in the past. It didn't help our guys there at all. So I don't know. It's kind of exciting if teams start building correctly around it and doing that, and it can be good. But like shit, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, Travis. I don't know what other orgs are gonna do.
Are you optimistic about the future of North America? Even if it's not top 2 all the way, but like.
Yeah, I mean, top 2 is like hard to say, especially when your pitch was everyone's gonna get worse. I mean, you couldn't go through the
Everyone's
whole
just gonna
thing, but it's like
suck.
everyone else is gonna get worse, so we're
I'd
just
find
gonna like
something.
exist, and then eventually we pass them. I don't know. I'm optimistic it'll be better, but it's hard to say. It was like 1 year where there was a good team doing it. It's not gonna be an optimistic trend until it's like, 2 years and this happened, you know?
Yeah. Mark, how are you feeling about NA's chances long term?
I mean, I'm not too worried about the LPL, the Doublelift's point. I think LCK is insane that all 4 of their teams this year. Like I was someone, I'll probably talk about this some other time, but just like, oh, who needs 4 seeds? And like, oh, one of them's in World Finals. Never mind. So like, I don't see how we're gonna pass them to be top 2. I am optimistic overall in terms of I think there was a very rough period, both in terms of broadcast and also just like how people built teams of just like money. Investors gave me $5 million. I got to spend it. And I think people are hopefully going to get a little smarter about it, and while as investing in North American talent. And we'll see if that happens. But like, yeah, I think there's reasons to be optimistic. Not that optimistic.
I'm pretty optimistic. Top 5 for sure. Major
Top
region.
5? You worried about the PCS coming back in?
Okay, but there are some good signs from this past year, right? Like, people used to just shit on NA talent, then we did have some good NA talent that popped up, and they were a pretty cool story. And maybe you can meme on the fact that, like, oh, yeah, it's this narrative that gets pushed so much, but, like, it got pushed so much for a reason.
Well, even, like, CLG, I know they didn't, like, pop off so hard, but, like, they got 5th. They had a competitive series. Palafox looked better than, Dokla looked better in recent years and stuff like that. Like, it's not just EG.
Champions Queue, I think, is really cool, and while it's in its infancy, and we're hopefully going to make sure that we're just going to continue to shame these players into actually playing Champions Queue, but I think that's a really good sign. I'm hopeful that it'll get pushed more. So I'm hopeful. I don't know if top 2, but I do think in the next 5 years we will have an LCS team make a really good run because they've done it multiple times. I mean, Peter is somehow an MSI finalist, so it can happen.
Too, yeah.
It can happen. I don't know if you still talk about it anymore. If it's like a PTSD thing.
Dude, we just got lucky.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, thank you so much for joining us. Anything you want to shout out before we say goodbye?
Just want to shout out my boys back at Vancouver, Bill, John, and Goofson. And I also want to give an anti-shout out to all the scalpers and all the people who are selling fake tickets. Yeah, fuck scalpers. Hopefully, all of you who don't have tickets can find some reasonable prices as they drop tomorrow. Yeah, hold on tight.
Thank you so much. That was the loudest we've gotten this crowd the whole time. So, yeah. Thank you so much, and we'll hopefully see you this weekend. Yeah, thanks so much. Take the microphone and.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So I wasn't gonna. There's been a couple of takes on either side of this debate, but after Doublelift chose violence against Golden Guardians, I got to give Inero a chance to fight back. Zane T. If Zane T is here.
Zane, go.
Zane has a very excited friend as well.
He's like, that's him. That's him. I'd love to see it. Zane coming through. Everybody.
I want him to drop a nuke on me.
Come through. All right, Zane, come quick. We're all waiting for you. You'll come here.
Wait, Inero, what team were you on before?
What do you mean?
Before Golden Guardians.
Also, you just ego checked the hell out of me with that one. What team was I on before? Echo Fox. And then Dream Team, Tainted Mind.
Oh, so this whole time you've been on Golden Guardians, you got promoted to GM.
Yeah, he was their coach before.
Okay.
He was their coach. You didn't know that he was on.
You don't fucking know.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's
that was an honest question. I'm
Zane,
good.
you're up here to
It's all
start
good.
some violence.
I'm sorry. No, that.
Should I sit there?
was
Should I sit there?
disrespectful.
If you feel more comfortable.
If you want
yeah,
to.
let's do
Yeah.
Okay. Before you drop
Oh
the nuke on him,
shit.
you got to change couch.
All right,
Okay.
here you go, Zane. Go for it.
Zane, welcome to the show. Where are you joining?
Take real fast?
Yeah, you can.
Also, where are you joining us from?
I'm from DC.
DC. Nice. Okay. What do you got for us tonight?
Okay, so this is my take. Doublelift coming back to competitive is bad for any competition.
All right.
I like that you had to ask. You're like, can I see this again to remember? It was
It's
like
a big if.
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7 words. Okay, why is it bad?
Am I allowed to name drop?
What?
Like players.
You can do whatever you want.
I mean, don't be problematic, but yeah, you can.
yeah.
I think when it comes down to the NA 80 carry pool, I think everyone should be at least world class when it comes to competing with LPL and LCK. And I think Doublelift is the only person that does that. And when you account for all the 80 carries that are in that pool, and if he enters it again, the gap between 1 and 2 is very deep because Doublelift can carry himself through all the competition when it comes to LPL and LCK, but I don't think anyone else comes close. I think an example of that is this year, a lot of the 80 carries in sports got gapped.
So why is this bad if you're saying that Doublelift is like a god amongst men?
I didn't know you were gonna suck me off. You could just come right over here, man.
I don't think any talent has ever progressed in terms of meeting that international competition.
So
And
why would it be bad if he came back then in your mind?
it just shows that NA never kind of grew, and that's really sad.
So if he comes back and smurfs on all these kids, then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh wow, we suck." If this washed up ex-streamer can come back and run the league, that's your point? That it's just a bad look?
Yes, that a world-class veteran has to come back to show that he's the only person that's able to really compete with world-class players.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's more of a narrative issue than it is I think we got you on thinking that you were going to be Doublelift
I thought you were
sucks.
gonna fuck me up.
I mean, this is.
Yeah,
This is the
Quite a
problem,
nice
you know.
take.
You don't know exactly what's going to come out.
I like it. His take is great. It's amazing.
Damn it! I was trying
No.
to get someone to insult you.
All right, Peter. If a theoretical world occurred where
Yeah.
you decided to come out of retirement and compete next year, would you be the best ADC in the LCS?
Yes, of course.
What gives you such confidence? I mean, Berserker's pretty good, right?
Dude, it's so. Oh my god. I was. If I was to come back, right, I would say that since I retired, there's only Berserker who really looks good, and nothing he does is special. Like you could ask any player, any coach who, like, when they watch him play, is he special? He's just good.
Inero, you were a coach this year.
Is he special?
Is Berserker special?
Is he like on another level?
He's good. He's pretty good. Oh yeah, what do you want to do? You want to like break this down about Berserker? Like,
No.
I
I'm
mean,
just.
he's
He
good.
said you could ask any coach. I'm asking a coach
Yeah.
just to confirm this. Is he special?
He's pretty good, but I mean, it's always hard to really tell. Like competition, he's playing with Zven, role swap support, going in. Weren't the best like lanes overall, like punishing in the game. So everything's just coming down to team fights later. He's fucking good at team fighting. So okay, but on the world stage, we were running into a lot of issues in lane and shit. I think it's hard to really get a read on people there.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's good. I think Doublelift coming back would be fucking good. I was ready to contest this point too. I was expecting the same thing, and I was gonna say no, it's probably good. He's one of the veterans that actually grinds the fucking game all day. But
So you would be excited to see Peter return to the LCS?
yeah, I think it'd be good.
On Golden Guardians.
I mean, I'm just gonna say I did hear Doublelift in an interview a long time ago say he would never join a team like Golden Guardians. That would be like the last thing he would ever do. So I don't know if that one's happening, man. Sorry.
Fuck. I need to stop saying stuff like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Would you
All good.
join on hard mode, like a Dignitas, like an Immortals, like one of these orgs that usually are bottom half of the league?
I think like if I did want to play, I wouldn't mind playing on a, because you would need to prove yourself again, and I think a good player can shine on a bad team. Like I genuinely think so. Like for example, a lot of these players like Keria, you know, they were on like whatever mediocre teams, and then they hop onto they shine, and then they hop onto a better team later. The only reason why you wouldn't want to do that as like a veteran player is like, oh, you only think you're gonna play for like 1 or 2 more years, and you don't want to waste that valuable time. Like, but yeah, like I've carried pretty shitty teams. It's just a good player can carry. That's it. Like that should be your mentality. Like you'll win no matter what. So yeah, I think I would, if I was gonna play, I would do that. But yeah, no, coming back and stuff, like it would be bad for the LCS. I would say like I've heard this argument from another LCS player who was talking to me about it, and he's like, I'm not gonna name him who he is, but he was like, oh, Bjergsen's bad for the LCS. Like his style is like holding people back. And it's like holding LCS back. And it's like, well, if he's good, or sorry, like assume that he's good, and you hate his style. If other players are better, shouldn't they be able to beat him? Because like what you're saying is like he's objectively like not good. So I think like basically my point is that having good competition definitely makes everyone better. And then even if that person is just a training tool for someone else, that's valuable. Like just having that person there so other people can, you know, kind of like figuratively sharpen their skills against him is valuable.
I think in our last episode, or maybe the one before that, we had people, after this rumor came out on the show, and I saw this on Reddit as well, where people were saying, well, Doublelift was washed whenever he was at the end. Like, he got carried by Bjergsen to Worlds. He went 0-6. There was a line. What was the line, Mark, that you said that was like, oh, he saw everyone go 1-5, and he needs to show them how to go 0-6?
There was a Reddit comment. Did you see that one? Doublelift saw
funny.
everyone
That's
go
pretty
1-5 and had to show him
That's
how
pretty
it's done.
funny. I'll do it better.
So I guess, again, like, what would you say to the people who, and again, this is all a theoretical world where you were interested in coming back, but what would you say to the people who say that, like, your last year was a disaster and you didn't deserve, you know, you don't deserve to come back, and Soren carried you to Worlds, et cetera, et cetera?
Dude, I don't even think Soren thinks he carried me to Worlds. Like, I don't know what these people are smoking. Our team, we played the way that was, I would say, it fit our style the best. And whether or not you would like to see that or not, it doesn't matter. We played the style that we thought had the highest win rate, and basically it was weak side bottom, and we played it top because BB only played carries, and he was really good at them. So yeah, like maybe for a lot of playoffs, it's like, oh, like why isn't Doublelift like fucking doing like top damage, getting like 10 kills per game? But from my personal perspective, I think I played pretty well. I would say my team was happy with my performance as well. Outside of like me TPing the lane without buying. But like, there's like there's some games where I fucked up pretty bad, and overall though, I would say my team was more than happy. As for my last year, it was definitely not my best year. Going 06 at Worlds is not fun, guys. It's not a good time. But
Are you sad that you ended your career
All right,
that way?
all right. This isn't an interview, all right? You
holy
guys
shit, we got a Travis and
you guys
Doublelift
been
interview.
talking
I
back and forth,
had
like,
such a great line there at the end, Mark.
What's your great line?
It's too late. Anyway, thank you so much. Anything you want to shout out?
I want to shout out you guys. I've been watching you guys for a while, so really, really excited to how you guys have grown. And this is awesome. My boy Sid, we flew out together. We actually bought World's ticket, a hotel and air flights before we even bought the tickets. So we were prepared to come no matter what. And it's been a great journey so far.
Awesome. You got the tickets, though.
Yeah, we got the tickets.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, let's go, dude!
Nice.
I've never seen a wingman that hyped in my life.
Yeah.
You gotta treasure that guy.
Yeah. Either way, thank you so much for joining us, and hope to see you maybe tomorrow.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks. All right. I think it is also time to say goodbye to Nick and Aerosmith.
Bye, Travis.
Yes. Is there anything that you would like to say to any of the fans out there about what, I don't know, Golden Guardians is going to be able to pull off? Also, yeah, this banner is...
that thing has been
been
halfway
creaking.
falling.
I
I don't know if
it's-
you can hear it, but
it's on its way. It's getting windy in San Francisco. Maybe we can bring out some more sandbags or something. I don't know. Anyway.
No, thanks to the fans I actually got to meet over there at the Golden Guardians booth. It was nice seeing you guys. One guy there at the Pen Yumi sign. No, it's cool. I really appreciate it. It's like I said, it's my first real Riot event to go to, and it's been sick as fuck. Honestly, I've really, really enjoyed it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Inero.
No worries. You want me to leave this here?
Woohoo! All right. It is, as we say goodbye to Inero, it is time for another special guest to join us, which is none other than Lourlo, noted League of Legends streamer.
The legend.
Hello.
it's
Hello.
Jana Top.
How you guys doing?
Hello.
What's up?
Star of Breaking Point, I believe.
Is this going to be the talk? Just breaking point? Reminiscent?
That's what you're doing for. No. Welcome, Lourlo. How's Worlds been for you so far?
Busy. I've been doing fan meets over at the Verizon booth with Soren, Whippo, Bob, and Core, for 5 hours today. And then we did 4 hours yesterday as well.
Mike, a little closer.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, it's been amazing. I haven't been to any Worlds event personally, and seeing something like this live, I'm super excited for the games. I don't know about you guys, but this finals is gonna be fucking sick.
You've
and
been
I'm
watching
so
all of it,
excited.
I assume.
Yeah, I've been watching closely, and I got a little take. I'm rooting for DRX 3-0. That's my take.
Oh, wow.
I think Zeka MVP.
Okay. Earlier, Peter said that the only people who say that are just they want to go against the grain. So why do you think? You said you're rooting for them? Do you think it's going to happen?
Okay. Let me tell you. There's no better story. The Cinderella story needs to end.
Wait, you're going right to narrative?
The story needs to end. It's perfect. It needs to end perfect. The Gauntlet, right? The Gauntlet, they came, what? No one expected them to win that set. No one expected them to beat Gen G. No one's going to expect them to win here. It's written perfectly. I'm rooting for the underdogs, let's be honest.
Lourlo, if they win tomorrow, how will they win?
How will they win?
Well,
What do you...
nothing.
I think
ahead.
Zeka's going to pop off. He's been absolutely shitting on every mid laner this tournament. I was a huge Chovy fan and Gen G fan, and I had them winning the whole thing. I think Chovy and Ruler were playing absolute AI and bots this whole year. And watching Chovy's lane and how Ruler plays, they're absolutely insane. But Zeka just shitting on Chovy the whole set and playing like he did, I'm rooting for them. Yeah.
Mark, you want to pull a caller?
Yeah, there was a Zeka call. Should I do it?
Yeah, bring it. Yeah.
All right. Jack B if you're still
Jack
around.
B.
Jack B.
If the cold, I think we are losing a couple people to the cold. They're probably
me too.
trying to
soon,
find
man.
a warm spot.
Dude, it's so cold.
Do you need another hand warmer?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, we can have one brought out if we need to.
I don't
Here
know.
we
people
go,
live
Jack
here.
B.
Jack B, welcome to the stage. You want to join us over here? Yes, thank you. Okay, welcome, Jack B, to the stage. Where are you joining us from?
I live in Lake Tahoe.
Lake Tahoe. Nice. Not too far of a trip out here, right?
Nope.
At least compared to some of the other folks that have made it on. Okay, what is your take for the evening?
My take is that Zeka is going to mid-gap faker all 4 games of the series.
Mid-gap faker all 4.
So sneaking in the 3-1 prediction as well.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Why do you think this?
I think that the meta really favors Zeka right now, and I think that he plays the champions prominent in the meta, stuff like Akali, stuff like Xylus, better than Faker does.
Got you. So it's really the meta that's going to carry him.
A little bit, yes.
Okay. What do you think about this, Lourlo? You were just talking about him. So what do you think? Is it meta that's allowing him to hard carry?
Dude, I think this guy's just built different. Like, he's absolutely insane. Like, this dude, he's been playing so crazy. He's so fun to watch, too. I feel like, I don't know, no one really knew of him until this Worlds, right? I don't know if you guys knew of him or, like, anyone in the crowd or, like, anyone watching, but, like, this guy's been so exciting to watch. I think he reminds me of, like, when Faker first started, too. He's coming to World Stage, absolutely putting on an insane show, and I think he's just going to do it again in the finals.
But Mark, he was not known as this powerhouse before Worlds, right? He's really like shown up.
No, like people who were fans of him / like followed LCK would be like, yeah, watch out for Zeka. He's like not that bad. You know, like DRX, don't count them out of play-ins. It was like how the conversation was before Worlds.
Like
no one was like, he's the best mid in the world, which is like what it kind of is arguable right now. It's like, you just beat Chovy. It's like, okay, Faker's left. Shit on everyone else. Shit on Scout. You know, like I don't think anyone was saying he's one of the best mids in the world a month and a half.
And other than Zeka, too, like, how can you not love Def? Like, dude, his story's so fucking sick, man. Like, how can you not love that guy? And, like, he's been playing insane, too. He reminds me a lot, like, I played with Piglet in the Breaking Point arc, but, like, he reminds me a lot of Piglet, too. Like, just watching how he plays is, like, I don't know, he reminds me of just Piglet back then. And, like, I just see similarities back then, and, like, I don't know, man. I love watching that guy play, too.
He clarified how he played, so I dropped it.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, what do you think of this, Peter?
Is he going to mid-gap? I've been watching Zeka since play-ins because I had to do my watch parties for play-ins, and he was definitely noticeably better on melee mids than ranged by far. And in play-ins specifically, he would drop like 15-kill games, just have like crazy performances. I know that that's level of competition is lower, but I could just tell he's different on those champs. Is he better than Faker though? I don't know. That one's tough to swallow because they're both. It's like funny because when you think of Faker, like what do you think? You think of like the Zed play. You think of like his assassin play.
Galio.
For me, I think of all melee champs, like the Revan play where he turns Cassio's ulti just totally 1 millisecond perfectly. For me, like Faker he's the melee mid guy. Like that's just what he does. So if Zeka gaps him, I'll be pretty surprised. I think it's very even, personally.
Very even in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Do you think Zeka's been helped this tournament by the meta?
Yeah. Because when you play solo queue and you climb, right, like low experienced players are gonna be a lot better at playing champs that are more similar to solo queue. So this guy obviously he got scouted a couple years ago. What was he playing? Probably not Azir. He was probably playing champs like Sylas and Akali, smurfing on people, getting fed, like carrying games in solo queue. That translates directly into his competitive games now. So yeah, I mean the meta definitely has a huge influence because like if you just think about how long Faker's played control mages compared to this guy, it's a huge difference. But if you're thinking about the Sylas Akali matchup, that matchup has only existed for like 4 years. That's probably the entire time that Zeka's been playing the game.
I also think like I wouldn't call him like the meta has obviously helped with these, but he's not like one tricking. Like his Ahri game was really good. His Galio game plays pretty different than actual assassins. So like I think he's more diverse than people give him credit for because it's like he's literally the best Akali Sylas in the world, and then he's like good at everything else. But yeah, so obviously the meta favors him. I also feel like I could see a world where Zeka gets the better of Faker in lane phase and stuff like that, but Faker's Chovy is like the laning god, and if he's not going to do that, like you're not going to be that worried about him. And he was like doing really weird shit. Like he E'd into a minion wave and got hit by an Ahri charm. He like burns Flash going after Pyosik, who still had his Q up on Kindred, and just Flash E's him, and Pyosik just jumps away, and he's like, what the fuck was that? And so like, I think Chovy got in his own head or like didn't know. I don't know. He just looked bad, like actively not playing well. So I don't think Faker's going to do that. I don't know if I've ever watched Faker like choke in any way.
I feel that too. Even though I'm like rooting for DRX to win, like I got to play versus Zeus in Champs Queue, and when I play versus that guy, off the bat I said he was the best top lane in the world. Like he's super clean in lane, he's absolutely insane. So I do think if T1's gonna win, it's gonna be off him continually smurfing because he's been insane in this tournament as well. But my heart's for DRX still, and I hope they just complete the Cinderella story.
I mean, it would be really cool. I feel like we've got crazy cool storylines going into finals regardless. I mean, I know everybody's like, okay, we're tired of hearing about Faker and the Zoomers, but I still really like that story as well. Either way, thank you so much, Jack, for joining. Anything you want to shout out?
Sure. I'd like to shout out my mom and dad. I got them into watching Worlds after watching some of the Netflix documentaries, which is pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
I got a few friends back home who are taking a look, and I had about 12 people. We all tried to buy tickets on the day they came out with the MasterCard thing. I was the only one who got in. I got 2 of them, so really happy about it.
Yeah, you survived.
I survived.
I'm sorry. Either way, survivor's guilt maybe is part of it, yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Yes, thank you. I will grab the microphone, and we'll catch you next time. Yeah, thank you so much. Round of applause for Jack. Woo! Yes. All right. What do you got for us next, Mark?
So Drew failed me.
Uh-oh.
And didn't write a name on this one. But I can say...
I'll dock his pay.
The LPL and their prospects on winning finals, if that's enough of a hint on who this was. I don't know your name.
The LPL and the prospects on winning finals. If you're
Another finals, specifically.
Another finals.
Is that person still here?
They don't have very high prospects, I don't think, at this finals.
No, odds are they're not going to win.
Yeah. I think last week had a rough
Is there
time.
anyone who still here with a take about LPL?
I don't see anyone moving through the back yet. So,
Damn.
oh wait, no, never mind. That's that's an event staff. Okay.
Well,
let's pick another person.
All right. Well, then I need a second because I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yes.
You guys talk about
how about you guys talk about it while I look?
Lourlo, what were you?
will.
No, I was gonna ask. Do you guys talk about the ball? Peter talk about the ball lane matchup. Like, what he thinks of Deft and Guma? I'm just curious.
What do I think of him? Well, I feel like Deft didn't play that well in the last series. Like he, by all accounts, he got carried by Zeka. That doesn't mean he played bad, but it was like every lane was invisible except for mid, and mid is just completely running them over in game. And actually, I think Pyosik performed really well too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He busted out Kindred. Like no one really likes playing Kindred at Worlds, and like he made it look really strong. So for bot lane, like yeah, I don't know. Ever since that series against EDG where they're playing like super crazy stuff, you know, they're playing like Ashheimer, they're playing like stuff that no other bot lane is playing. I am really curious because I know that Guma said something like our champion pool is unmatched by like any team, and I'm assuming that they scrim all the other teams at Worlds at that point. So he must feel like they have a bunch of tricks up their sleeve in terms of like bot lane picks. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see. Personally, I feel like T1's bot lane's been playing a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see World War Deft and Barrel take over lane because they also play stuff that no one else plays. Like one game they played Ezreal Heimer. It's like if I played that shit, I would think that we were trolling and trying to lose, but they made it look good. Like it was not bad. That was the backdoor game where the inhib respawned 1 HP.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be close. I just think T1's bot lane is really, really strong right now.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they're playing insane in lane like most of their games. So they're like 2v2 killing and creating advantages like almost every game. So
yeah, I feel like everywhere like for T1, it's like top hard winning. Zeus best top lane in the world. Bot lane hard winning, and then mid jungle I'm not sure. It could go either way. But
yeah.
On that jungle topic, Amit, if you're here, hopefully you're not gone. unlike the LPL.
Which name? Sorry, you're a little quiet. Amit?
Amit. Yeah, I think.
If you're here, Amit,
they're gone, bro.
They're gone.
I'll just give you guys the LPL take then. LPL will never win another finals is the take. Well, I keep getting another.
I don't know if I disagree with that. Anybody else disagree with that?
They're going to win the LPL finals.
That's a very good point.
Damn, just like that.
No, I don't think LPL is doomed. I mean, I feel like
they've
we
only
need the
had
backup.
one team in the top 4 for the last 2 years.
Yeah, but it's 2 years. That's a very small sample size.
All right, never mind.
Jesus.
I mean, does anybody else agree with that idea? I still feel like
it's HOTLINE League. They obviously make excessive takes. But
I heard an absolutely insane stat, which is really got me thinking about, like, the only nationality of mid that's won Worlds for 10 years is Korean. Even when LPL teams win Worlds, which for 3 years they won Worlds, it's like carried by mid. It's like carried by Scout, Doinby, Rookie. Like literally every single time they win Worlds, it's like, whoa, is this guy the best player in the world? And it's a Korean player playing for a Chinese team. So I feel like I would really love to see if LPL could develop, like, this is like funny because LCS person talking about this, but like if they could develop like actual LPL, like a full-on LPL team, no imports, and win Worlds, I would feel a lot more confident in their place in the world. I mean, I still think they're top 2 no matter what.
I got an update from Drew, who said the fans wrote their own takes because there were so many of them. So Mark Z is actually roasting the fans, not him.
For their handwriting? Or what
No,
does he mean?
not writing their name or whatever.
Oh.
Either way, do we have another take?
Yeah, sure. Let's just get numiii up here because she has a take.
Numiii has a take?
I doubt she disappeared. If
she actually
left,
wrote it
then
down.
we're doomed.
Numiii, our community manager, where are you at? Noted LCS superfan. She left for 10 minutes.
No.
Oh my God, this show's
is the
falling apart
saddest
at the
shit
seams
ever.
here.
Like any of these takes here, you pick one, dude. I don't fucking
Time to
care.
start talking about
Someone
breaking
else-
point.
Yeah, you
Yeah. Lourlo, you announced that you were looking for a team for next year, right?
Yeah. After playing in Champs 2 Worlds, I've been streaming all this year. I've been doing, I don't know if you guys have been watching like the Janatop thing. I did a little bit of A to Z content. And then I've been streaming Champs 2 mostly. And I had a few offers in summer, which I just decided to turn down and just stream full time. And then after playing Champs 2 Worlds, I'm like, I really want to try again. Like I got so much motivation, confidence, like playing versus Zeus, Kingen, Doran, like all the LCK tops, and I don't know. I really want to play. Like if I don't play, I love streaming, but I at least want to try while I'm only 24. I got on the scene when I was 17, so I want to try. I want to compete again.
Peter, did playing Champs Q make you want to play again?
This guy's a grinder. I mean, I think it'll always affect you a little bit. It's like, it's kind of how every pro player starts off too. You start off your pro career by playing solo queue against the current pros, and you're like, man, this guy blows. I want to like show him his place, and then you want to like start competing and like playing in LCS, playing in local tournaments or whatever. At least that's how I imagined it is. I don't know.
Yeah, no, similar for me.
That was for me. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I queued into a couple of pro players, and I was like, these guys suck. Like they're pros.
No, I feel that too. Like
shit.
even playing versus like, of course Zeus is really really good, but like I was playing with Champsky, I was solo killing him. I'm playing really well versus him. I'm like, I haven't scrimmed at all this year. I haven't put much time to like practice my match. I'm like, if I put a full year into that, like what kind of player can I actually be, right? So
yeah.
And like even like going back to Breaking Point, I talked to you a bit about it, but like that roster we got the scrim versus like all the top LCK teams with scrim versus like Rocks Tigers with Smeb, Kuro, Peanut. All of them, and I was playing really well back then when I was like, I guess in my peak or whatever, but I haven't really given myself another fair shot since then. I played in LCS for Dig for a little bit with Echo Fox. I was kind of jumping teams here and here. I played with GGS, TL, but I don't know. I really haven't put my full effort towards it in I guess in a while, and I really want to try it one more time at least.
Yeah.
Well, welcoming Numiii to the stage. Here, have a microphone. Welcome to the stage. Where are you joining us from?
I'm from Southern California.
Southern California. Welcome, Numiii. Thanks for coming out. We got one person who cheered for Southern California. The Bay Area people, not fans of Southern California. Numiii, what do you want to talk about on the show?
I kind of vaguely remember my take. This was about an hour and a half ago, but
Do you want to see the...
I think the main portion of it was I think LCS should take a more Eastern like K-pop style approach for content for fan retention.
That's good. No, I don't know about you guys, but like the content sucked for LCS this year. Like I wish just like, sorry.
By the way, just so you know, there's like the people that are running this.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
sorry.
This is a riot stage.
Sorry. It did okay. My bad. I think not the LCS. Sorry, let me clarify. Not the LCS. I meant more so the individual orgs could be doing way more to brand their players.
Yeah.
I think sorry for not my bad. sorry. I should have clarified. But
You mean
in
the
terms of,
LCS orgs?
Yeah, the LCS orgs in terms of branding their players, because I remember when I first joined the scene, like there was way more docu-series, like Breaking Point stuff. There's more like TSM Legends type stuff, and there was way more like fan interaction towards like player to like fan bases, right? And people really built their brands and showed off their personalities and just posted more on socials overall. And I really want that to happen consistently in the future. And I definitely agree. Like I feel like the Eastern approach definitely has more like just closer interactions for players to their fans, and there's way more constant for that overall.
Well, Numi, maybe you can, especially on the K-pop side, like what an Eastern style of fandom, maybe you can explain for those that don't know what that means.
So just looking at like specifically if we want to talk about League, LCK, and LPL content, I think they do an amazing job of branding their players. I think specifically for this Worlds, I think Rogue and Damwon Kia did like a Malrong Showmaker eating American snacks while speaking in English. I think that's a really cool way to bring about not only like Korean or like Asian fans experiencing international content, but American, like North American fans as well, right? And that's like a collaboration between like two LCK teams. I kind of wish for this Worlds, and I know this is not like a, it's pretty much a standard take, but I'm just kind of disappointed with the lack of Worlds North American content, right? I think CLG is one of the few people that produced content or did anything, and they're not even in this Worlds. Like if you're looking at EG, C9, and like are all like 100 Thieves, like do we want to talk about 100 Thieves content? I think C9 only did like a behind the scenes of like our comms and like what we did, and I don't think that's bad content. I just think like, how do I feel for these players, right? As a North American fan, how do I root for you? How do I gain empathy for you? I'm, of course, not happy with 315, but that doesn't mean I can't have empathy for our players. So it's like, how do I create empathy between a brand and a fan? You make content. You engage in your brand, in a team brand or like a player brand. Content creators under a brand help with that content, like help with that engagement as well. So me being a North American fan, yes, North America is eliminated from Worlds, but that doesn't mean I still can't cheer on my team and my players. Especially now, Worlds is in North America for the first time since 2016. How can I cheer on for my team?
Well,
I don't
Numi,
know that.
we did flame the teams last episode pretty heavily on their content side, but I do want to just focus more on like what are the sort of K-pop and Eastern style content pieces you're looking
Like, for example, I think you can do a sponsorship, like take a player on vacation, sponsored by like MasterCard or sponsored by like Kia, for example, and just be like, oh, we're taking these players on a vacation. Let's get to know them as players, right? Put them in like this dorm kind of content, have them play games, express themselves around a bonfire, show gratitude and appreciation for their players. I think what you were talking about, Lourlo, about like Breaking Point and docuseries creates that type of engagement, but just seeing it on a more Eastern approach, like, or even like taking them to a cute like cat cafe or something, like just MBTI tests. Like these are very basic content ideas that can be utilized in LCS that I see in not only in Eastern LCK LPL, but also in K-pop as well.
Peter, you look skeptical.
Wait, no, I would ask Peter one
not
thing quick.
skeptical.
In terms of like the professionals that are playing LCS right now, do you think they're like when you were playing too, like I'm playing, like how much did you feel that streaming was like taxing when you were actually actively playing? Like could you feel like you could stream for like a couple hours after the matches, or like, because right now I feel like not many pros are streaming at all. It's like the lowest ever, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I think the mindset back then was different because it was more about survival than it is now. Like, you had to stream and you had to tweet and you had to be funny and you had to like engage your fans and you cared about the stuff because you needed to survive. Like, the salaries are not crazy. Like, you're not getting retirement money off of playing League for a few years. Like, I actually think that one of the like random effects of salaries in LCS going super high up, and it's like bursted now, which is it's probably a good thing. But like the salaries going so crazy is like you get these kids who have like a really weird sense of money. It's like, why would I stream to 1,000 viewers and make like 1% more, but put in like 5 more hours every single day, when I could just sit on my ass and I'll make a salary that is just like so unbelievable. Like this is like more money than like the top streamers that you remember like 10 years ago are making. So yeah, basically it was definitely a different mindset. Like I remember like all of us kind of had this, it was a feeling of like we are all competing in this other game. This other game is like Twitch and Twitter and like making content, making YouTube videos and stuff like that. Like we all cared. I think it went away slightly. It'll probably come back a little bit because I mean, I just don't understand why the players wouldn't want it. Like, why would you not want to be popular? Like, it's like a part of the job.
If I could ask a question, Doublelift, you just mentioned just now that you think with like player salaries decreasing or like a pop in that bubble, that might change some of the ideas. So do you think right now with like how LCS could be moving in off season into next year, do you think that will create that kind of culture that you just said of like competing in the second game?
I mean, like it's weird because personally, like I wouldn't really want to watch most of the LCS teams going to cat cafes and they're just doing anything, right? Because I'm already not interested in their personality because so like how do you?
I know what you're saying. It's like a catch-22 of like, I don't care about you, so I don't want to watch you do a vlog video or something.
Like I already don't care. Like why am I gonna waste my time watching a vlog? There's so much content on YouTube. Like I would literally rather watch like a Mr. Beast video than like 90% of the team content. That's not even a knock on the teams. Like there's too much entertainment out there. So I think like the fact is that a lot of the players, like their content didn't really evolve with the times. Like you have to watch content on YouTube and Twitch and see what's popular, and honestly you just have to play this stupid game of just like doing what's popular or just coming up with an original idea of yourself. But most LCS teams, you can't make TSM Legends now. It's so boring. Everyone's seen 20,000 episodes of the same team content from 5 years ago. It never changed. Like if it did change, it didn't change enough. It's boring.
I mean,
it
did change. They stopped releasing the good parts,
Yeah.
right? Where it's like you hear a team is imploding, and then you don't ever actually see any of that footage anywhere.
Yeah.
Good old breaking point.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember like a couple years ago, or maybe it was 1 year ago, there was the Bud Light beheading on CLG?
The Bud Light Ace?
The Bud Light Ace, like there was like the huge meme, and like basically CLG just released a piece of content that basically they probably shouldn't have. It was the team being told that they're all going to be benched, and they recorded it and put it in a 1-minute video. It was the most engagement CLG's had in like 6 years. Like it's crazy, right? Like, but like when you do that, you're like losing the trust of your players.
But they also didn't put it in any context, right? Yeah. It's like if Breaking Point had just been 1 minute of Dardoch screaming at Lourlo, people would probably been like, "Why did you just post this to Twitter? Shouldn't you?" This is very random, right?
That is true. That is
part
true.
of it.
There was way more context with Breaking Point, which made like the
it told the real
sense.
story of this team. So I don't know. I think players is the only thing these days, ironically, that has tried to tell a real story, and it's a fake story. So
I think on the point with money too, I feel like hopefully since the money's going to take a decent hit this year, like I just want people to love the game and be passionate about it. I feel like since people are getting such huge salaries and they've gotten a bit more lazy and put less time to the game, less time to the fans, like I just want to see people fucking love this game. I personally love this game. I've been playing it since the release, like since 2010, and I just want people playing at the highest level to really love it. Because like when I watch traditional sports, like even basketball, I feel like the top stars are really just paving the way for the whole league constantly. And I feel like there's been a lack of that this year just watching LCS. And I want that passion to be constant. So like the newer players feel the need to perform a certain way, act a certain way, and have that like, I guess, similar mindset.
Thank you so much, numiii, for
Ooh,
joining
we got a clap
us.
for that one. There we go.
Yeah, thank you.
That was a good take.
Thank you so much, numiii, for joining us. Anything you want to shout out before we go on to our next guest?
I just want to shout out every League of Legends fan, right? Lourlo just mentioned having that passion. That's something dedicated to this game, but we've been here for so long. So I just want to shout out every League fan. Thanks so much for supporting like all these teams and their incredible performance this year. I think it's really incredible.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Woohoo!
Thank you. All right. Are we running out of takes? Do we need to
We'll
have
see.
Drew
Paul,
grab a couple.
people are here still. Paul Wang about Yumi. Is there a Paul Wang here?
Is it a ban
This
Yumi
man
sign?
has a Yumi sign. Paul for Yumi. Drew, you may want to go grab some extra takes from folks. Do we have any more paper and pens?
I don't know. Don't look at me.
I don't. Well,
I'm not down
this is-
there.
I'm
What do you
curious.
know? Why would I
Yes.
Holy shit, it's poverty level.
Yeah.
I guess
Well,
when
we had to get creative here at the last minute, but regardless. Okay, so I don't know if we have a Paul here yet.
doesn't look like there's a Paul Wang. You guys ready
Okay.
for his take, even though we're not going to discuss it much?
Yeah, go for it.
No,
You-
because we need to pull people.
Well, I don't.
I promise you. we need to
Yumi
pull
is
people.
perfectly fine. Thoughts?
Ew.
Ooh.
No.
Ew.
Champ's an abomination.
No.
No.
Great.
No.
You want to fill some time to stare at me?
Yes. Thank you.
No, we're
Mark.
going to pressure you.
Yes. Everybody just stare at Mark. in the
Jihan
moment.
here about NA doing bad at Worlds?
Jihan.
Jihan?
Give a big
It's
cheer
like
if you
school. The attendance
Anyone?
teachers like doing attendance.
Bueller? Bueller?
That is a
Is
very old
A-
reference.
Aaron
Nobody's gonna
dating
get.
myself?
Yes, exactly.
You guys already talked about Peter coming back.
Who do
right?
we got next?
Yeah, you want another Peter coming back? Half the takes are about the match, which we already covered. Half the takes about Peter coming back, and all the other ones are people just
Pull one about
AFKing.
Peter coming back. Are there any that say he shouldn't come back? Or are they all like
Philip Yang?
Philip
Is
Yang.
Philip Yang here?
Philip Yang.
I'm just gonna start calling people. First one to get up here gets it.
Yeah. Okay, who do you got next?
Alex H.
Alex H. Everybody got cold and head out.
The next person to come up here wins a car. Brought to you by Grubhub.
They
Wins a brand new Honda.
They will not
I love when you
appreciate
do that.
Drew, if you could grab some more takes, that would be super good. Peter, you think 3-0
Brandywine.
Oh, Brandywine.
I'm just throwing names out, dude.
Brandywine. Yes,
Oh my
Brandywine
God.
is here. On the way, Brandywine is. Peter, did you say T1 3-0 tomorrow?
Yes, Tyler won 3-0.
Tyler won 3-0.
Is Colin E here?
I'm going to be on Saikuna's watch party. Like, he gets to actually stream the games to his YouTube channel, I think.
That's crazy.
I know.
Brandywine, come on down.
It's goated.
Who are you? I called like 10.
That's Brandywine.
That's Brandywine. Okay.
Brandywine. Yes. Hello. Welcome to the show. Oh, we lost your microphone.
Is it on? Okay.
Yes, there we go. Hello. Where are you
Hi.
joining us from?
Joining you from Southern Oregon.
Southern Oregon. What do you want to talk about on the show?
So I want to talk about how Doublelift returning would actually be maybe save NA, because, yeah, right? And not necessarily because he's like the best or anything. I mean, he's pretty good. But because, we have, first off, talk about NA talent. He's like the original, like, good NA talent.
Man
and
of
he also-
Steel. Who remembers that video? The Man of Steel video. When he was like the guy.
Oh my
Long time ago, yes.
Your favorite.
The original NA talent. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, and then you look at a lot of the other, like we've talked about, the other NA guys who have come up who are really good, but, Jojo Pune, he makes tweets, I guess, and doesn't really, engage with people or engage with the community, and, same with, like, Danny and stuff. They're good, but they, like, don't...
They don't stream.
Yeah, they don't stream, they don't engage with people, and so I think that's a great thing that Doublelift does do, and also him stopping the co-stream would bring more viewers to the actual broadcast, which is really great lately. So,
Okay, so just to be clear, the take is Doublelift coming back will save North America.
yeah, that was exactly what I said.
Okay, congratulations, because I don't know if Perry's back there, but it is time to award you the Chipotle hot take of the night, because I can't think of anything hotter than suggesting that Doublelift could save North America. That is about as hot as it takes. So we will give you a Chipotle entree. Congratulations, you won. We'll get that to you later.
thanks.
The merch team can help. But regardless, you think it'll be a combination of you said him not co-streaming anymore, I think is the best part of it.
Well, he streams, he's popular, all that stuff. I disagree because Lourlo coming back is what's going to save the LCS.
True. I'm a big fan of Doublelift, though. Let's be honest. Even before I played.
Okay, but
I did not know that.
I was a fan of you. Long time. CLG
Was.
fan, actually.
I'm your fan.
Lost it?
I'm still a fan now.
Peter, how much do you, if you decided to come back, do you think you could single-handedly help resurrect the LCS?
I mean, I said it before. I think good players together make like great players. Like you need someone to sharpen your skills against. And I mean, Lourlo was talking about playing against Zeus and all these amazing top laners, right? And then his skill becomes exponentially increased, as opposed to if he spent 10,000 hours playing Champions Queue against collegiate top laners, he will not even learn as much as a few days against the best in the world. So I do think that, I mean, like just not removing my like personal stuff aside, I think like having the highest level of competition possible is definitely, it's the only important thing. Like else it's just gonna die unless I'm not allowed to say that. But like it really will. Like
I
unless
said worse, don't worry.
there's more and more talent. Like you can't. And like as far as AD carry, it's a black hole. Like it's just like, oh well, Berserker stands one fucking head above everyone else. But it's like, do you really think you can maintain your skill level when you're playing against the other guys? It's so hard. You actually need somebody. Like during my career, I was very grateful because players like Sven, Arrow, fucking Bang came over here. Piglet was here. Like they came here. They were very good, extremely good. And to be able to play against them and to be able to like keep getting better, like they're the only reason why. Because otherwise, I'm just stuck playing against like Maple Street. Like I'm not learning anything. So yeah, like, I think it is really, really important to have good players coming in all the time. New players, good players. Like if I did come back, like I'm not a new player, right? But technically I'm new for some other people. So yeah, that's basically it. Just competition.
Lourlo, do you think Doublelift could save the LCS if he comes back?
I think he's fucking good. I think he'll do well. I don't know about save, but it depends on the roster too. I feel like also the meta. I feel like AD carry this year, the meta was insane for bot lane. Like I feel like top lane after the TP changes, I was really salty about it, and they removed TP. I thought it was fucking terrible. We couldn't even TP bot. Like that's why so many enchanter supports got picked, and they could just completely roll lane. And then Zeri was obviously really fucking OP too. But to knock on the point that Peter was talking about in terms of like versing the best, like I noticed a huge improvement when I versed Zeus. I'm like, god damn, I played this guy 3 times and I feel like tenfold a better player than versing like anyone else I was even playing in Champs Queue all year long. Like I learned so much in the matchups really fast, and I also got the luxury of playing when 2017 when Flame was in NA and Someday was playing his like first couple years in the LCS, and Impact as well, and even Ray. I definitely noticed myself improving a lot back then. And then I also felt like the decline when I went to other teams that I wasn't playing like on a top org and had to verse like the bottom of the LCS, and the scrims didn't go as well, and like I wasn't versing the top end of LCS. So I definitely have both feelings for that. But yeah, I think Peter right now in the LCS could still be the top. I think he's fucking good, and I hope he plays again.
But even if he's good, do you think that will be enough?
Okay, the one thing that comes to mind when I think about it, like the best shot NA had at Worlds personally that I think of is like the 2016 TSM run with that roster.
Yeah, everybody says that, yeah.
I think it not only takes like obviously people to gel. I feel like that's something that esports teams kind of don't take into account as much in the recent years, maybe because of the influx in money, and the same thing of like importing players and having more personalities come in and people not really gelling as well. But I feel like having 5 players that really enjoy working together and having similar like-minded things and putting effort towards achieving the same overall goal is something I think is actually just lacking. It's kind of sad, but I think if that can be a constant and have people excited about this, it's the same thing I was talking about before, just the passion. I want there to be passion, not just passionate about money. I want people to be fucking passionate about winning and really succeeding and caring about the fans and caring about the league and caring about just making this game as awesome as it's shaped out to be. And I think it comes from like teams really, really caring about not only the overall goal, but how they are as 5 and how their team is actually ran.
What do you think, Mark?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think we should probably hinge on one player saving the league anywhere, like no matter who you're saying this about. Like even if Faker came to North America, I'd be like, Faker's here to save North America.
Yeah, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
But I mean, I do
we
think
have more
that.
takes.
Oh, we've got more takes. Mark is so happy right now.
Because I was about to start a debate about Morel and Omicron and Oblivion Orbit.
Okay.
stuff.
Oh my god.
Not more of that. I've read it.
You sure you don't want to talk about it, guys?
I mean, here's what I'll wrap up the conversation then by saying, I think Peter, obviously, back in the day when he used to be a professional player, did a really good job of building hype and narrative for the LCS, trash talking, etc. I wish that Doublelift still played because it'd be fun to see him versus Jojo Pyun, or even just Vulcan, who's gotten really good at trash talking, and seeing how they would face off in these conversations and content. So I think it would be fun if he did one day decide to come back.
All right.
Those guys are amateur.
Thank you so much. Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out to the crowd. Shout out to Chipotle because they're pretty good. And shout out to everything y'all are doing. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. All right. So speaking of Chipotle, it is time for us to talk a little bit about Chipotle. I saw as we dropped the hot take that in chat, we also had the code go out. 2,500 codes or a code for 2,500 free entrees.
From where?
Chipotle.
Oh.
Yes. Where did you
Save
think?
me one. I don't know.
Well, I could get you one.
Actually, never mind. I have a Chipotle card. Weird flex.
Damn.
I forgot.
Well, fantastic. Either way, no, Chipotle's been a fantastic partner for Hotline League over these past 5 shows. We would not be here tonight being able to do the show if it wasn't for their support of us putting on the TGI Worlds Tour with Hotline League every week. It's been wonderful, and they've been just a fantastic partner. I love Chipotle. Peter and I, we talked about this in our first episode, but we used to eat so much Chipotle back in the day, and we still do, really. But when we lived together, that was like, I feel like on a daily basis we were going over there.
Did you guys ever watch those shows where it's like weird eaters and they get a therapist and they're like, dude, this is how much cheese you eat in a month, and they dump like a dump truck of cheese in front of them, like, oh my god, that's disgusting. I feel like when I die, I want to know how much Chipotle I've eaten. It would just be so ridiculous.
God's
to
just
see.
waiting there with a mountain.
Yeah. It would just be like unbelievable. Like, I'm not even capping. Like, because they're sponsoring this thing, like I've eaten a pretty disgusting amount of Chipotle. Like,
how much or what is your go-to order these days?
oh my god, we're shilling. Rice, no beans, double chicken, and then if I'm feeling fancy and rich, I'll get guac.
Fancy and rich. Did you say? Oh, okay,
if
whatever.
the sub train came in that day.
Yeah.
Dude, Chipotle guac is so good, actually, though.
It's so goated, actually.
Yeah. It's been they've been fantastic to have on. We've eaten a ton of Chipotle over the course of this trip because they hooked us up with a bunch of codes, and so myself and the production team have been going to town as I've toured across North America. But they've been fantastic as a partner. I really appreciate their support. So thank you so much to Chipotle for sponsoring Hotline League.
Woohoo!
There we go.
I think it's Noor about groups and single elim. I think I see someone running over
Noor?
there.
Okay,
Noor,
looks like
Noor,
it. Yeah,
Noor.
this is I think our last guest because all of us are getting cold. I'm worried that our camera folks are going to fall over.
Dude,
behind
your
us.
hands are freezing.
Yes, I know. Oh, hello. Mark didn't know how to pronounce your name. How do you pronounce it?
It's Noor.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it's good.
He knew how to pronounce your name. All right.
Clean.
Where are you joining us from?
Seattle.
Seattle. Oh, decent amount of Seattle folks here. Okay, what's your take tonight?
My take is that groups is the problem with the format, not single elim.
Oh. Okay. Well, for those that did you hear about what the riot thing for media night last night?
I did. I saw that.
For those that don't know, last night they announced that there are format changes that will be coming to MSI and Worlds next year, but that double elimination will not be coming to knockout stage. So it sounds like they agree with you, and that it's not a single limb situation. So why don't you go ahead and explain?
Well, I just feel like the stakes that come with single elim are what make the tournament really special. And so I think people's problems with like the format in general is just that they don't get a lot of games with the teams that they want to see. And I feel like that's mainly comes from groups. I feel like especially this year, groups felt pretty bad. Just felt like there's a couple of good games between like DRX or like Damwon and JDG that I really enjoyed. But other than that, it felt like most of the time I'm like queuing up to watch a bunch of games where I know the outcome. And so I think if you pick the right teams to kind of advance, then single elim is really exciting. And I think you actually saw that with this like groups or with this like knockout stage, because you had like really great quarterfinals, really great semifinals, a finals matchup that you really like, and there's a lot of stakes. So if you can just get the first part right, where we can pick the right teams, but also get more of those like engaging matchups, I think you'll fix the format.
Yeah. Mark, you've talked a lot about format.
I mean, I'm definitely someone who doesn't find stakes lower just because there's a double elim portion, because you still get those through the lower bracket and you just get more games. So like I've always not been like, I didn't really understand that complaint, and like you've seen it now with regional leagues, like those matches still feel hype even in some of the winner side ones, you know, like I enjoy those. So I'm sad that there's no double elim. I'll come out and say that, but I also agree that the biggest problem is absolutely groups and seeding. The group system and the seeding is so arbitrary, and like we're really going to pretend certain teams are at the same level as other teams. Like we're going to pretend that Korea 2 seed is like NA1. There we go. We don't have a decade of evidence that's not true. You know, like I think a lot of that stuff is like we should really change that, as well as play-ins being too long. Just start the tournament. Don't do play-ins at all. Just put those teams in a group of 6, or do big groups and do single round robin, because to your point, the point of group stage is to just knock out the other teams quickly and then have a bigger bracket, or seed your bracket correctly. Because if you have 4 1 seeds, how do you determine who's the best of those? You can't. Whereas if you have 2 groups, well, you have a 1 and a 1, great. But don't put them near each other. Instead of having 4 2s, how do you match 4 2s versus 4 1s? We have 2 2s. You put them apart. And so I think there's a lot of those kinds of things that need to get solved way before, like that cause a lot of these problems as well. Though I am sad that like a Damwon Key is just dead. You know, they play one best of 5. That's incredible versus Genji piece. You know, like I'd watch them again in losers. I don't know. I wouldn't be bored. So yeah.
I think one of the biggest issues too is like there are so few international events every year. And so, to your point, when Worlds does roll around, the stakes almost feel too high, because it's like if it's
you play one best of 5 this whole year, get out of here.
Yeah, it's like, and so I'm not saying I one way or the other about single or double, but I do think there's a world where like Riot can take some of the heat off of themselves by actually just introducing more international events, where like then when Worlds rolls around, it doesn't feel like, wow, like this team only got this one chance for best of 5 and that's it.
Yeah. What do you think, Lourlo? If you were tournament designer, what were the things that you'd be like most concerned about fixing or changing?
I think the biggest thing, I love seeing the miracle runs, and that's why I'm a huge fan of DRX this year. I think and that like having a miracle run in double elimination is sick. Like my brother actually watches a lot of the Smash scene. He like kind of makes me watch the Smash scene as well, and a lot of the Smash scene has good loser bracket runs, and they come up and just absolutely shit on the top end and just win it all. So I would love for League to have like just more storylines like that and narratives, because that's how it's built too. Like a team getting kicked out from a top team and then just making a crazy run. Like didn't Peter have a crazy run? Not in Worlds, but in terms of like NA with like that TSM roster and like the losers bracket. Like something like that is insane. Like stuff like that is awesome, and I want to see more of it. So,
Peter.
Yeah, I mean, I think losers bracket runs kind of counteract the whole idea that you know, if it's double elim, there's not as much stakes. It's funny because when the teams qualify for Worlds, they play in a playoffs where we watch so many more games than actually at Worlds. It makes no sense. It's like, oh, like I played like I think 5 best of 5s to make it to Worlds, and I'm knocked out of groups after 3 best of 1s. It makes no sense, like, because, you know, obviously you play 6 games in groups, but at the point that you've lost 3 games, you're basically out, like, most of the time. So yeah, I do think that there is a big problem with the way that they set up groups. I mean, they set up this group system, by the way, 9 years ago. There is no way that they, like, future-proofed it where it doesn't need changing after, like, what, it's 11 years now?
Ecosystems change, yeah.
Yeah, like the strength of the regions has changed. The number of strong teams, like back then, 10 years ago when they made this system, you could argue that there are not really more than like 8 world-class teams. Now, I would say like, oh shit, like you're including like literally every single team. Like there's a lot of competition right now. So the way that groups is set up is kind of like honestly, and single elimination is a little bit unfair because you get like cannibalism between the regions. Like you said, there's an amazing best of 5 between 2 teams. Like that could very well be the finals rematch, but oh, you just lost one best of 5. Like you're out forever.
Yeah.
See you next year.
Dom 1, you played the best team from your region and lost again against Gen G. Like, well, we saw that in playoffs already. Good thing we saw it again. Yeah.
No, I super agree with the Dam 1. Dude, Dam 1 is playing. I want to see Dam 1 again in this term. I'm like, it is really sad that they're out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, format changes coming next year. Sounds like not single elim. Sounds like, or it's not double elim. Sounds like they probably will make changes to the group. So maybe you will get everything that you want. Anything you want to shout out here at the end?
I want to shout out Travis, actually. I think the Hotline League like live events is something that I've just really enjoyed watching from afar, and it was something I was really looking forward to coming here. And I know not a lot of teams did stuff, so I really appreciated that. And shout out David Shynock because he gave me a picture.
Oh, nice. He's back there. Very good. Thank you so much, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peter, remember the TikTok guy that you mentioned?
Yeah.
He's right over there.
Holy ginger.
Okay.
Just kidding.
All right. That's the show. We can start to wind down now. Lourlo.
Yeah.
What do you got? Anything you want to shout out? You're looking for teams. If any teams are interested.
Twitter.com/Lourlo.
True. Definitely check it out.
Twitch.tv/Lourlo.
Thank you. Just you guys. Thanks for having me. The crowd's been amazing. I think anyone that watches my stream, I really appreciate it. I want to shout out the LCS. And obviously just thank you. I'm having a great time, and thank you for having me.
So you just scream Peter's name. So I guess you're up next.
Oh, no. Thanks, you guys, for coming. I'm really surprised how many of you guys would stand out here in the freezing cold for Hotline League for 2 hours. Like, you guys are built different, actually. I'm like freezing and I have a blanket. It's crazy. You guys are actually cold-blooded. I don't know. Wait, no, that's an insult.
It can be.
You
it
guys
can be
are
a
all
good thing.
chats. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Mark?
This was a pretty crazy Worlds experience, being able to go to multiple cities and have crowds and talk to dozens of fans. Like, people would be like, let me buy you a drink after and all this stuff. And it's just been cool to have like the in-person experience again. And it's really cool seeing everyone for this last one. I hope we get to do it again soon, even if it's not Worlds in NA for another 4 years or whatever. But just going and doing these again this year were really awesome.
Yeah. So at the end here, I want to shout out Chipotle and Grubhub, again, for making this all possible. I believe right around now we have another Chipotle code dropping in the chat for those final 2,500 entrees. So thank you to Chipotle, and thank you both of them for really coming through. I had this idea with Mark a while ago, and we weren't sure if we were going to be able to pull it off, but we loved the idea of doing the tour alongside Worlds, and we did 5 shows. I'm going to miss doing these, even if I'm going to get to rest. And thank you all for coming out. It really means a lot. It is cold, so I really appreciate this a lot. And I hope you guys enjoy everything. I hope those of you who haven't gotten tickets can get tickets in the next 12 hours or so. And enjoy tomorrow. Thank you all. Thanks to all the crew. Thank you, everybody. It's been fantastic. We'll see you all soon.